I
Yeet.
know.
Teeth.
Why teeth? Why
Teeth.
teeth?
Because Conrad.
Teeth.
Conrad, one typo. You know how that goes.
True. Also, you want to speak of teeth? My dog is teething. She
Oh, that's way more adorable than I expected. Okay.
Aw.
Oh, she's teething, and it's all over my arms, and my whole arms are bruised.
Anyways,
Bless
Teeth.
you.
who
Okay.
would like to recap last time?
Teeths.
Shit happened.
Uh,
Ashton was being a dumbass, and now we're all angry.
More or less. Kaya's
More.
barely beats Smokestack, Short Stack, whatever we want to call him, in a fight.
Unfair. He brought out weapons.
Yeah, well, you did first, technically. You charged up your fist, and he went, "I'll even the ground," and then he crit twice.
It's an
So
automatic.
you
It
brought
was
it on
your
yourself.
fault.
You started it.
It was an
It's not
automatic.
automatic. You could choose to do that.
Oh, yeah?
Anyhow,
I
Also, he
soon
was
after
wasted out of his
5.5.
mind. You could have wiggled your fingers the wrong way and he would have thought you're doing magic.
That's also fair.
Fair enough, yeah.
there was dancing, and then we met the fortune teller from Lucerne. I'm not gonna summarize all the fortunes, just know that they happened.
Yeah.
If you want to hear a summary of our fortunes, go to the previous episode.
I don't think that's a summary,
Why did
but
the-
fair.
What?
I don't think that's a summary. Yeah, no.
Oh, of the fortunes. If you want to hear a summary of the fortunes that we
summary.
had, go
Well,
to the previous episode.
If you want to hear the fortune.
Here's a summary.
The whole thing.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, we're not telling.
We learned a little bit about Esther's family. Siblings. So many siblings. Just a little bit.
Ah.
And then we went to the palace to stay the night. Presented the token, and assumptions were made
Mm-hmm.
regarding the party
Yes.
and the prince and the room.
They thought there was going to be an orgy. Esther doesn't know what an orgy is.
Esther
Discussions.
saw. Yep, Esther
Very
saw no
uncomfortable.
issue with it. Rosalind, despite reading so many romance books, you think she'd handle it better, but somehow it becoming personal like that. Yep.
Not good.
Yep.
All fun and games and
Ashton,
that's
Caius,
I think
over
Ashton
their life.
just about lit fire from his face. I don't know how the others were. How were Xenia and Caius with all that, aside from panicking
Caius
and
was
trying to
having
get
some mad
Esther to-
flashbacks and they were
yeah.
not good.
You mentioned that. Okay, I forgot about that.
Xenia didn't want any of it and just went, okay, sending, let's go, what the fuck's going on?
Yep. So we got sent to a different room, backup room, with more beds, bunk style, so that was okay.
More than one.
Esther and
Esther was still asking about orgies at that point.
Yeah,
Not fun.
things were discussed. Esther and Aquarius went and hung out in the hut, in the vase. Found that Ulrich is finally awake, and Lucy is in the hut. And also Pierce's coin collection is getting impressive, and we still don't know where he's getting it. Have we checked our pockets
We said that we
recently?
needed the dogs and then we didn't, so...
I don't know, maybe the horse is bringing him shit?
See, you only check your pockets if you actually have gold in your pockets.
Well, that's such a fucking
That's-
mood.
that's the thing.
Ouch.
I don't think Conrad's been going in between sessions and slightly altering all our things to have fewer coppers. I really don't think he's doing that.
That would take too much effort.
Yeah.
That would take too much of
He
his
could have been
Wi-Fi.
collecting from the chest.
Sorry.
Somehow he's
I'm just gonna let
getting
y'all speculate.
them. Yeah, because eventually we'll come up with something real good and you go, oh, that's it. I'll use that.
Yep. Or
I mean,
the
no one's asked him yet.
or gold dragons just magically apparate gold around them.
Anyway,
Something-
Ashta, in dream time, training time, he kind of brainstorms and with the Fane about his Ix problem, and they bring up
Literally.
one possibility. We could fight it head on and eliminate it if he can convince the Ix to emerge, like physically, if it possesses something. But then Ashta went and gave talking to the Ix a try.
Oh my god, imagine if he got his ex to possess like a pot and then we had Ashna with all his weapons fighting a pot for his fucking...
I've got the feeling it wouldn't be that simple, but that's great. Anyway,
I mean,
now
fi-
Ashta's trying to figure out a way to keep both. Conrad, you're laggy as heck.
Dumbass.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's.
Oh, he's.
Oh no, he's roboting.
A demon
That's
pod.
not even just crashing out. That's.
What about a
That's
demon pod?
stuttering, you know.
You know,
Um,
like. What if it's a pot with little
We're only
pots
1
for
minute
hands?
into the recording, we're already having technical issues.
yeah, I can't
Uh,
tell if Conrad's saying anything or if it's stuttering further because people keep talking.
What if it's a pot with hands for legs?
No.
Okay,
There
I
you go.
heard a test.
Okay, yeah, it's good. It was temporary.
Hopefully, that didn't sound great. Anyway, Ashta woke up with just his left wings out from his 2 sets, only the ones on the left-hand side. So we're getting a little Sephiroth here.
Suspicious.
Anyway, it's getting very, very metaphorical and allegorical with this, and we're waking up the next morning to that
Ashes is currently
nonsense.
3 meters long.
Oh, right. He also apparently kind of did some tossing and turning in nightmares that Xenu could see. Or at least apparently he did. So, that was part of it. I think we're ready. Are we ready?
I believe.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So, just as.
Oh dear.
Conrad?
You're roboting. You're
Conrad,
roboting.
you're gone.
Oof.
Hard fucking meat, brothers.
Hardy yoked.
Figures we'd lose him right when the narrative started.
Ah.
There he is.
Yes. Hurry, quick.
There he is. There he is. There.
Shh.
Oh fuck.
He's gone. Yeah, guys, when he comes back, very quickly give him a moment to speak as much as possible.
Okay.
It's bad tonight, please hold, okay.
Test.
Go.
Test. Okay, let's hope it lasts longer than 5 seconds. As you guys kind of wake up and you see Ashta's wing shoot out, you get a knock on the door, and a piece of paper slid underneath the crack.
Who's closest to the door?
Did Esther fall asleep in the hut?
yeah,
I
sure.
forget.
I think she
it was
did.
Rosalind or Ashta, because Rosalind I
Oh,
think said
yeah.
face planted on the nearest bed.
It would be
Or we got it.
Rosalind. Yep, okay.
Asha would go like the one across from it though, but he's not in the position to.
Rosalind will get up and get the note. That or she'll have Thorn fetch it.
Get the newspaper, boy.
Yep. The men are ready at your say-so, it says.
Hmm.
Rosalind's gonna look around.
Caius is just waking up.
Oh yeah, Esther's missing from
That's
that.
just- Asha's like wiping the sweat off his face.
Ashta, that's...
You okay?
What happened? Your wing. Your wings.
Yeah, you only got one out. You rocking a new sort of aesthetic.
He kind of like looked behind and was like, oh, great.
I've never seen them do that before. Is that normal?
No, me neither, but I think I know why.
Why?
Does it have to do with you tossing last night too?
Not that I was aware of that, but probably. I
Does anybody know where Esther is?
The hut?
Probably hanging out with her new girlfriend.
Could somebody call her out, please?
As Caius says the words, Esther will cast Spider Climb and just kind of crawl out of the hut. And she's gonna
We have a
look
rope.
at Caius.
You don't need to use the spell slot.
You really don't.
Alright, she'll climb out with the rope then.
I mean, you're climbing straight up with the rope. Make an athletics check.
This is why. This is why, guys.
Oh no, you fall a few feet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no, you fall a few feet.
This is
I'm gonna
why.
try to do the thing where you rappel off the side of the wall. Unfortunately, as you're
We lost you.
Oh god.
You're losing the plot here, Conrad.
Well, you're losing the connection here, Conrad.
Yeah.
Alright, he's out. He's back.
Testa?
There.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So, as you kind of like hop, you eventually hop too hard. Sorry, not hard enough, and you swing. You swing back. You're not touching either of the walls. You're just doing there.
I hate you. I hate this. Alright, she'll slide down and then cast Spider Climb and crawl out.
At least you had the chance of saving the spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Yeah. I don't know. She's been getting real close with Aquarius.
And as
Just a shrug.
I said,
We got a
fuck
note.
off.
Our squads are ready whenever we are to come out.
Esther's crawling out of the pot, hears Caius, looks at him pointedly. Fuck off.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I'm not answering.
Do you have
I
the
said-
hots for Aquarius?
I don't have the hots for nothing except my hair. Now fuck off.
Yeah,
Just
alright.
hear a quiet. Ooh, Frilla.
Also, where's his other wings?
We're trying to get to the bottom of that.
So, I
Oh no.
took
I don't like that.
took my time of sleep last night, trying to figure out more about. And he just kind of like taps the forehead. You know what?
The X.
The thing?
And I found out two things from my fame. One, we have an option. If I can somehow convince them to leave of their own volition and kind of jump to something else, we could then just deal with whatever it is they're on or against or with, or I'd assume it'd be a similar manner as the dragon. Maybe less so because they're less developed, and whatever they jump to would be. Well, I'm not sure what they would jump to.
So
The
you
other thing
spoke.
that were I to take that route or any other routes that involved a more, let's say, direct interaction with them, it would be best to do it as early as possible. They have less traction, less ground for influence. Kind of like side glances to the side where the wings are missing.
So then, why are your wings missing?
Well, if you're told the best time to do something is as early as possible, what you do.
What did you do?
What
Are
have
they-
you done?
Are they
What'd you do?
Did you get
Please
them
tell
out?
me.
Did you pull me? Did you do a stupid?
I think you
I
did a
talked to them.
stupid.
You
I'm
did
sorry,
a
you did
stupid.
what?
You did a stupid. Oh god.
Well, hold on. Wait.
I
The
guess we're
Fane apparently did say that we have to persuade them in order to get them out in the first place, which would require speaking.
Wait, no.
So, have you
Rosalind.
And
made
the
any
Fane-
headway?
Here's the thing.
Oh dear.
Please tell
Oh,
me.
no.
I don't like
Stop.
going.
Stop. Let me finish at least. I was presented with a, let's say, older version of myself. Or a past version of myself. One that's not nice to look at. For anyone but for me specifically as well. And I talked briefly. They did their best to provoke and enrage and bring about the things that'll well give them progress. And I did my best to hold it together at least somewhat, but there's some part of me that doesn't like what they showed up as. They wouldn't have if there wasn't. They're in here after all. He kind of like taps the pointer finger to the forehead again. But there's some part of me that's, I don't like the idea of just ignoring it, convincing it to leave or be gone or destroying it, something like that. It kind of goes against the things I've been told is better.
Wait,
But
Something like that.
You
Ashta,
don't-
there's a difference between accepting your past for what it was and for keeping a negative eating thing inside of your brain that could corrupt you. There's a
also,
very different thing.
in addition, Ashta, you said yourself, they knew what form to take. They're inside your head. Perhaps they knew there would be some part of you that would therefore be reluctant for that reason.
And just because you're getting rid of this Theix, or we hope you're still considering getting rid of them, just because they took a personification of what you once were at one point in time, it's not that you're getting rid of that piece of yourself. That's still a part of your past. You still went through that. You still had to deal with that. You still are dealing with that. Just because it personified it for you and it's intensifying those memories, those emotions, it's still a very different thing from what you were. It's a different entity altogether.
It's just a face. Do you remember when, because I don't, the doppelganger, how did you deal with it? If it was in my form, did it drop the form and you fought it? Or was it really...
Cat grimaces.
Not before.
There's a difference there.
Is there
It only dropped the form when
It's-
it died.
still something else that looks like what it isn't? How do I...
The doppelganger
I,
isn't a being.
unfortunately,
You know
yeah,
just as well as I do
unfortunately-
that our Fane are not just on their own. They're influenced by who's having them. Roslins are well spoken. Esther's are excitable. Mine are a bit abrasive.
a
We've
bit.
had them interact with each other. You know just as well as me. I have to wonder if it really is just something else taking the look, or if it's just those same thoughts, just that now they're self-aware.
It is a
And-
different entity entirely.
Would you call your Fane a completely different entity from you?
Yes.
Yes. The Fane
I
are the
guess.
Fane. They were created by their creator, just like I was created by mine. Yes, we are symbiotic in the fact that we conform together. But just because two entities work together does not make them lose their individuality.
Ivy grows on oak, but it doesn't become it.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's the case, then let me bring something else I thought of. We've been told by the Fane, because the Fane know. At least they consider it true that Fane and Nyx, there's just nothing there. That one consumes the other, one's evil all the time, and that there's no in between. I'm hesitant to take that at face value.
At the end of the day, Ashta, what you decide to do with your brain is frankly, it's your choice. But if you're not able to contain them, if you're not able to isolate them from taking over, then we are going to have to step in, because it's a detriment to you and your well-being. But if
That's the thing, is what if they don't need to be isolated, or there's a different way you can go about it? I just,
as long as they don't hurt you, as long as they don't hurt you,
yes, I'm
or
keeping an
attempt
eye
to
on that. I understand. I'd sooner die than put any risk of me harming anything.
no, that's not what I mean.
We'd
It's what I
rather
mean.
You didn't die either.
Well, it's not what I mean.
Well,
I
good for
don't
you.
care if you're scared of hurting other people. We are scared of you hurting yourself. Difference. And if it comes to that the decision that you make brings harm upon yourself, we will have to step in.
Look, there's the thing. I don't know, but it seems something of note that the Fane we got are Fane for the Archdruid, leader of the town that's sat itself in the middle of the cosmic wheel, or so we've been told. And that we've got beings with Ix, and beings that can affect and play with Fane on the other side that we're dealing with. He, like, finger air quotes, other side. Scorpio knows about it. Can use it, probably has it. We know Bo does. Aquarius is a relatively low ranking. It makes sense that if anyone didn't have it, she would be the one.
You're assuming a great deal. There's
I'm
nothing to
assuming a
say
great
that
deal,
they
but-
have Ix.
Or we could always ask.
I'm saying this is an opportunity that may have presented itself. That's all. Not to use the Ix, but to find out what the alternative is between Ix and Fane.
Who says
Again.
there is an alternative?
Who says there isn't?
It's for him to decide, Rosalind,
I'm,
unfortunately.
like I said, I don't want to risk anything, and trust me, there's an easy part of me that would love to just get rid of it and be gone and continue on our way, but I just want to make sure we're not missing something.
Can we make sure we're not missing something while you don't have the seed of something inside of you that could do to you what it did to that dragon?
Yeah.
Do we need them in order to explore other options and find deeper truths? Do we really need them? And can we trust them? If that is what they do to creatures, and if that is what they intend to do. I'm sure they'd be happy to stay rooted inside your mind for as long as they would like.
You said there was an option to persuade them to infest something else, correct?
From my understanding, yes.
What if you divided the cluster so it would be more manageable?
As far as I know, it's the most manageable it's ever going to be right now. It's only going to get worse.
Then why delay?
But what if you divided it into making it smaller? Gave yourself more time to comprehend what it could be.
Look, if that's the case, then we're just best I can do is just keep that damn scroll that probably did this to me.
Oh, I have the scroll and I fully intend to continue to try to decipher it.
Don't. Maybe. I don't. You didn't get anything from reading it, but just. If I'm a better option because I'm already having some, then I'm afraid to ask
I'd rather not make it worse.
We're going nowhere with this. We're going in circles.
I need to know more, but I get the feeling if there's any water to anything I'm guessing at, then no one's going to know about it. Because no one's going to have tried it.
It seems risky. I don't know about this, man.
It is
Or
risky.
someone has tried it and they didn't survive.
You're not going to be able to change his mind. We know this. You're only
Yeah.
trying. You've already made up.
Ashta,
He kind of gives a grin at it. He's not
I-
serious about it.
Ashta,
if
I
I
respect you. You have a goddamn head made of steel. And when it comes to these things, you're practically immovable when it comes to this.
if I ordered you to do your utmost to get them into the first dumb creature we come across so we can fight it, would you?
That would be unfair of you.
It would. I know it would.
Yeah, you're
I just
throwing
want to
power
know.
around. I don't know how I feel about it.
I just want to
Goodness.
know if it would work if it came down to some desperate situation.
I'm hesitant to give this absolute, but especially with what's happened in the past, and yeah, I think you could.
You've already made up your mind, haven't you?
Right.
You're just telling us this is a courtesy.
He kind of like gives a glance over. No,
Mm-hmm.
bring it up to you because I trust you all enough to understand that you could very well know much better than this is guesswork, and this is stuff that, like I said, no one's probably tried. But if I was so set on doing what I, like you say, and nothing could shake me, then I wouldn't have even brought this up in the first place. I would have just done whatever stupid thing I had planned.
I think you're doing that anyway, aren't you? We've all made our
What?
protests known. So no, I'm not going to just tell you what to do, but think longer and harder than just one dream, half of which you spent talking to them.
This has been only, what, 2 days? 3 days?
If that.
The more
You
he
need more
works on
time.
it, though, the more he works on it, though, the stronger they'll become. They don't
Hey.
get weaker.
What do they feed off of?
Bad thoughts, I believe.
Negative emotions.
Motion.
Well, then this isn't happening right now, is it? He's feeling doubt, potential guilt. That's only going to feed it.
I don't know if it's all negative emotions or poor thoughts. I don't know if there's some threshold to them.
I think it's
I advise tonight to potentially ask your friend that.
yeah, I know.
I'm
There's
just...
more things I need to ask.
I
I
know.
bring this up to all of you because I'm
Oh.
going to be fine for now, for a few days even. But I need you all to keep an eye on me just as well as I do.
Believe me, we already keep
Playing
an eye on
around
you.
right now in the easiest spot there is. If I'm going to be trying anything, it has to be right now because that's most manageable right now.
Okay?
Past that, I'll be happy to get room.
Then
That's
I
your
don't think
decision.
there's much we can do. I'm glad that you told us though.
Thank you for telling us before you made any decisions.
And just kind of like looks back to his wings. I'm getting sick of these things visually judging me.
As a note, by the way, you can still feel the right wing there.
Oh, okay.
Like if you flex it, you can feel it moving. You can only see the left one.
Ah, metaphors. We love it.
Maybe they
Yep.
maybe they're trying to tell you something too.
I'm sure there's some sort of angelic crap that's going on somewhere with me.
There's a
We'll
lot of
figure
crap
it out.
going on with you, Ashley. But it's
Dear God,
It'll
if
be
we don't
okay.
know that. We'll figure it out. For now, if what you want to do is try to gain more knowledge on it, we'll support you. But the moment it becomes detrimental to you, it's going to have to end. So just think about it, okay?
I will. And if it
Thank you.
comes to the case where that happens, just give the order.
Got that, Rosalind?
Alright.
Now, what's on that piece of paper?
I mentioned earlier that the squads are ready whenever we say.
Should we get something to eat first?
Probably.
you guys
Alright.
can go on. You guys can go on. I'll catch up with you.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'll come.
Xenia, are you alright?
Yeah, just need to have a conversation again. We're good. I'll catch up.
Would you like me
Conversation
to
with...
Would you like me to leave Thorn with you so that you know where we're going?
That'd be great. Yeah,
Alright.
sure.
And Rosalind will have Thorn
Alright.
curl up on Xenia's shoulders.
And you'll just scratch under his chin.
And
Ashika kind of
Ashla...
pauses in the. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Ashika kind of like pauses in the doorway and looks over to Xenia. Are you? Have you been talking to your untrustworthy thing in your head?
I need to talk to my untrustworthy thing in my head, if that's what you're asking.
Have you been doing it much before this point?
No, not much.
Have you been taking up the offer much before this point?
I've been thinking about the offer. The most I've been taking it up is my magic.
And it's just the one time you've gotten the info on Bo.
Just the one time. I may get some info on our new friend later too.
He kind of like looks. Which one?
You know, the Yuan-Ti. Yema. Just because she doesn't know much, maybe Raven Queen may know a little bit more.
Don't. We still just know her. Don't. You. I know that you know that I really don't like that whole.
I know, but if I don't want to find out dark secrets, I just want to know if she's trustworthy.
And on that same token, don't go out on a limb for someone you just.
Well, I know that. Well, yeah. Go get food. I'll catch up.
Tell her she sucks. And he walks out.
She probably heard you.
I know.
Oh, a big insult.
And he kind of like glances over. It's like, oh, what? Do you want me to go?
No, I really don't.
Well then,
Let's
go get breakfast.
We don't need any more curses.
Speaking of, I have to talk to you for a second.
Me?
Just, yes, you.
All right. Having a lot of
So-
these this morning, I guess.
And now, I'm gonna drag Ty into the Whispers chat.
Ooh.
Okay, then we'll deal with this. So, your Ix, you said it would have to be persuaded to go into another vessel, correct?
Not you.
Just let me finish. If you feed this cluster, and the cluster becomes unmanageable, if you need to divide it, just like we divided the Fane colony, I'm willing. Okay?
You're not the first one. He kind of like puts a hand on the fiery hair.
Hmm. But
Don't, but
I'm offering.
yeah, you know who I am, right?
Yes. And believe me, just because I don't let it show, I have more than enough demons to keep it satisfied.
And yeah, like that's supposed to convince me.
What?
Simply supposed to show you that I'm offering my assistance. I know why everybody's hesitant, but I get why you want to learn more about it. It's unknown. It's interesting, and in a sense, it's interesting. It's also very dangerous and kind of stupid. I'm not going to deny that. But it might be more manageable if you're not doing it on your own.
The way the Fane and the X go, it's just it feels like a lot of the same things that I'm not a fan of, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I know. I kind of grasp that. But I know very well what you mean when you say you don't like seeing that past version of yourself. I get it. I really do. Believe me, in several ways. But remember that they are using it to get an edge on you. That the past version of you is very different from the facade that they're putting on. And if their colony becomes too much to manage, I'm more than willing to take on half the load. Okay? And I'm offering that now, so you know it.
You're not the first one.
Who else has specifically offered?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, no, 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 no. Nice try. Now I'd like to know. You said that. Too bad.
Oh man.
You're my third weird mom friend.
What do you mean you're third?
Well,
I assume Rayla and Rosalind are mom's weird mom friends 1 and 2.
you're not here.
No, you, Caius and Rosalind are forward around the corner searching for the first breakfast, okay?
Yes, okay.
Who
Sorry,
are your
I
other two mom friends?
Well, second is Rayla.
Of course, but who's your first?
The most first you can have, I guess. He kind of just goes down to get breakfast.
No. Esther's gonna grab him. No, you're not getting out of this. What do you mean? You mean your mother?
Yep.
What about... I've never heard about your family. Is she still around, or no?
I have my uncle.
So you don't have your mother or your father?
Mom's passed. Dad's whereabouts are in the likely dead category.
But you said you have 3 mom friends.
She didn't stop being my mom.
Is she, in another sense, still around? Can you see
I
her?
have a lot of memories. But I like to think she's... I don't like the gods, and I don't like stuff like that, but there's a bit of hope in me that she's seeing the better things I do, not the,
Well, as would have been, Mom, I can tell you that a mother's love never stops. No matter where you are or where your child is, living or dead,
No, I...
doesn't stop.
She, what I found of hers made me very certain in that fact.
What do you mean? What have you found of her?
Old, notes, sketchbooks, things like that.
Were they about you?
Let's go get breakfast.
Alright, but we're coming back to this. I'm very curious.
Sure you are.
If it helps any, the moment that you meet my family, I do warn you, and you will be the first I warn, so I think you will need it the most. They will attempt to adopt you. I'm not kidding. Also, my mother might try to initiate a fight, but that's because she's of the warrior class.
Do I fight back?
Yes, it is an insult if you don't,
Alright.
because she will think that you are perceiving her as weak, and I promise you, I have seen her take down a 7-foot-tall man. It was terrifying.
He just kind of like looks over. It's like, yeah, height, sure, of course, that's the only thing that matters. Yep. And he walks down the stairs.
She's 5 feet tall! My mother is very tiny.
I just love the implication. She took down a 7-foot tall man. You're 5'6". You're nothing.
She is 5 feet tall, and an embodiment of pure rage.
He's gone. He's gone. He's going to get breakfast. He's going
Oh
to get
yeah, Esther's
pancakes.
following him. Well, that was an interesting conversation.
Probably
Conrad's...
just come.
Sorry. Keep going.
I was gonna say they probably just come down to the other two.
Yeah, Conrad's not back yet. I don't know if we found breakfast. I kind of have to assume.
Let's say we found breakfast.
Yeah.
Also-
Yeah, we'll say we found breakfast.
They were at
Guys,
least at the same table.
What?
Yep.
Huh?
Oh, look,
What?
Conrad's
I'm
back.
very curious. What about the topic of your family? Mother, father,
My family?
brother, sister? Yes, your
Oh,
family.
I'm what people call a second generation wrestler. My dad was in the business. He was, his name was, Dyroth the Butcher. He's very popular, and he was very popular like a while back. But
You say was.
know.
Did he pass
Seemed
away?
it.
yeah,
history check.
I had
Advantage.
Wait, you don't.
I had a couple brothers. We were something of a wrestling dynasty.
Had.
Huh?
Had?
Had.
Are they gone?
We were known for. We have the Ambrose family line is of two different legacies. One being some of the most popular wrestlers of our time. In the ring, we had everything. My brother Kerry had the looks. My brother Dav, my second youngest brother, had the charisma. We were all really athletically primed, and it's just that about that second legacy is that I lost most of my family in the span of 3 years.
Good morning, what?
Might I ask why? Was it all related?
I hope not. Well,
Let's put it this way. We'll make it easier. Was it sickness or suspicious accidents?
Asha like looks over this, where it's like, we can take this slower. You don't have to.
You guys see as Xenia walks in and just hears that, just eyebrows up, like, oh, okay.
We're having an interesting discussion.
Yeah, can you just... What's the name of your dad again? What was his name?
Davari the Butcher is what he went by.
And yeah, Xena, you would recognize that. Just from when you were younger hearing about it.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah,
Interesting. And
left to
sorry
play the
for
bad
that.
guy, but
Sorry
but
for-
one of my favorite people. He was one of my favorite people
Sorry for that loss.
when I was a kid. Yeah. It's the darker side of wrestling that not a lot of people like to talk about, but yeah.
Esther's gonna pull Caius into a hug.
You do so, and guys, she is warm. Very soft.
Really, no fucking shit.
She makes a
I'm
good
sorry.
snug buddy.
Yes. I am sorry if that brought up very painful memories. I was just on the topic of family with Ashta, and I thought to ask.
I suppose I should relay that to everyone else then, since it's out there.
I never
Yeah.
said I was talking about your family.
Kind of did. But yeah, my mom passed and my dad's probably gone.
Rosalind already knew a little bit of that, but
Oh, it
she's
helps,
got, she's
Sunny.
got two hands. If she can reach both Caius and Ashton, there's like on the shoulders at the very least.
I
I'm
think
fairly used to the idea, I guess, so it's not. I'm okay.
You can be used to
Well.
the idea of something, or just not think about it much, and it still sometimes hurts if it takes you by surprise.
I mean, if it helps any, my dad is probably long gone too. But that's more of a wish than reality.
Oh,
the loss of someone may bring pain or even some bliss if it's in Esther's case, but if you do love them, they hopefully will go to somewhere very nice.
so can we roll back real quick? Xenia, how do you know about Kai's dad?
I've heard the stage name growing up. I'm 133.
Did you watch wrestling matches when you were young?
I saw performers as they visited Lucerne. My fathers weren't fans. Cam was Cam. He watched whatever was entertaining. And I suppose he did find that fairly entertaining.
Because they were a really popular wrestling troupe.
Well, unless anyone else got anything else to say, I think we should get breakfast. I assume they're just like at the
We're
table right now.
We're at breakfast, we assume.
Are we at breakfast?
I
Or
don't know.
we never
Conrad's
got it from the
here.
GM.
I think he said sounds good or something when I typed it in the chat.
Whatever you get, wherever you guys decided to go.
I just kind of assumed we found something or asked directions. Caius and Rosalind went ahead of Esther and Ashta as they were chatting.
Okay, I mean, wherever
Is
you guys
breakfast
decided to
being
go.
made in this like area at all?
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, you guys are sleeping basically in the barracks. There's a huge guard area that you guys can go to eat. Pretty much cafeteria.
All right. Guess we'll head there, and or have head there. Have already.
Sure.
Or we got like oatmeal and toast, or
I mean, it's pretty standard affair around here. Kind of like what I mentioned before with the dwarven food. It's a lot of stuff similar to that. A lot of
Okay.
mushroom-based foods. The meat doesn't look like you'd expect. None of it's all white meat looks like. But overall, it's tasty. It's hearty.
I just had the idea of like mushroom oatmeal.
God, no.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
tempt
I suppose.
Like not
chances
mushroom
of-
soup. Mushroom oatmeal.
Like,
there is a lot of mushroom soups.
just don't. Chances of finding a bowl or basket of fruit. High, not high, medium.
If
If oh, is he gone?
shit,
Bugger.
test.
There
Oh
he
no,
is.
you're good.
You know, none of the fruit you quite recognize, probably, except for ones you've maybe seen before and get down here.
Okay.
But they look like fruit and veggies.
Alright. No, I was gonna, just for the heck of it, I was gonna see if there was a grapefruit fruit and roll it down the table to Ashta, but
Yeah.
if
So
not a lemon.
there is a grapefruit-like fruit where it's kind of you eat the seeds.
Citrus
But
adjacent.
instead of being like the taste of grapefruit,
Pomegranate.
each one is like a spicy, like a
Never mind. Demon pomegranate.
Basically,
Rosalind's looking at it, she has no idea probably, and
Like a halogranite?
she just goes, I assume that this is similar to your tastes. Puts it in
Kinda like-
Ashta's hands and continues to guesswork hand out fruit to the others, maybe.
Yeah, like catches it and just like bites right into it.
of course you. Why? Okay, you bite into it. It tastes like the skin of an orange, basically, and then just jalapeno seeds.
Cool.
What the fuck are you doing?
What?
And you see a dwarf kind of like do like the slow lean out to the side. And he looks at you, Ash, and he goes, "Supposed to eat the seeds there, bud."
And kind of turns like, what is the rind poisonous?
I mean, it'll pass like a stone.
Wait,
Ooh.
He slowly takes another bite.
Conrad, I'm curious, because it's spicy, would Esther know might be what?
Esther, you are on fire. You are not made of everything warm.
No, I'm simply asking because it's in the mountains. There are tribes near the mountains.
There are none.
These are northern mountains.
These
just
are actually
asking.
underground, specifically.
Okay. Potentially,
If you
because
want,
it's
you
near
can
the
roll a
mountains.
nature check, kind of just for
What do I
base
roll?
knowledge of happening to find it in nature. But it's nothing you've seen before. It's maybe heard of before, though.
Can I be right back real quick?
Wonderful. Perfect. Do I know what it is?
You-
I mean, you might have heard the name before. It's got a few names, but they're...
I just want her to be able to yell, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, no, you would know they're known as, Hold on, while I read my lexicon.
I just want her to be able to yell, "What the fuck?"
They're kind of colloquially... How the fuck do you say that?
Colloquially.
Thank you. Like the direct translation from Ignan is heat of heart. Heart of heat.
Alright, so Esther's gonna scream, "What the fuck are you doing?"
And
As his brain buffers for a second.
Devin is not
Is
here.
it that spicy?
What are the chances of... Okay, Rosalind is handing fruit to everybody, if possible. What are we getting on this roulette wheel?
Fucking roll a d20.
I have no idea. Do I do one for each person, or what?
Each person roll one.
Okay, because
What are we
Rosalind's
rolling?
handing them out. D20. This is for whatever Rosalind pulls out of the basket, looks at, thinks, well, it looks edible, and hands to you.
Yep.
Oh, Deanie and Rosalind got the same thing.
John, give me a d20.
Where's Devin?
Devin is away from keyboard.
Devin has a spicy pomegranate. He's good.
But I want the reaction to what the fuck.
We will get there.
You'll
He's
get
away
there.
from keyboard.
And John says, give me a
Hello, sorry.
There he is.
Come on!
Now you can
There
have
he
the
is.
reaction.
So, what's up?
Esther basically screamed like, "The fuck?" when you took a bite of that, because Esther knows what it
Okay.
is. So she screamed like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Heard of it.
He like looks over and just like slowly chewing like what?
Did I give
What
him
are you
something I
doing?
shouldn't have?
No, that's just not how you're supposed to eat it.
Honestly, you're not supposed to eat grapefruit the way he eats grapefruit. At this point, I don't know what to think.
But no,
Your poor
no,
digestive
Rosalind, he's
No, I
it's full
understand
of spice.
I understand the rind.
You're
is
weird the other
not-
day.
No, not the rind. The seeds. The seeds are hot, like spicy hot. Like
How spicy?
certain people don't usually handle spice that well, kind of.
He like looks up. Fine. I mean, I guess it's like a bit warm. It's got like horseradish.
Yeah, it's about that hot. Yeah.
Alright.
He just shrugs.
Rosalind's eyeing what she thought might be something like an apple. Not sure
you
now
take
if
a-
she should eat it or not.
It's sort of like
So
this
she gives
pale
another-
blue color,
Oh,
but it does look
please.
vaguely like an apple.
Yeah, she hands another one to Xenia and kind of makes like she's about to take a bite, but she's keeping an eye on Xenia and seeing if she goes for
Just
they go first.
looking back, looking back at her, is looking over,
Playing chicken with
Okay.
an apple.
You know, she's
Same
just smelling
thing.
the rind.
giving it to the ex-druid who hopefully has proficiency in nature.
Not
I
anymore,
will put it this
bitches.
way. I will put it this way. If you are able to eat the seeds out of that fruit without batting an eye, you will be able to eat the food that is usually prepared in my tribe.
Are you saying I won't survive your tribe, Esther?
Asher
That
like
depends. Can you handle spice at all?
No.
Asher like
If
looks
then-
over and then like cuts a slice of what he's eating with an like just with a knife, and like passes over a piece to.
Only eat the seed.
To
And the
who?
seeds stick to it same way, kind of like almost like a pepper does, like a green bell pepper, where it's all kind of this centerpiece and then spreads out on the side edges.
Eating it all.
Yes.
Ah!
Again, the rind is. It's the texture of cardboard.
Stop
and
eating
about
the
same
rind.
flavor too.
Delicious.
The seeds, however, they pop like as soon as your teeth crunch on them.
What, you don't eat grapefruits with the shell on it?
Actually.
Thank you.
Take
Um,
grapefruits with the
You don't eat bananas with the shell. But yeah, they're pretty spicy. So you need to go ahead and roll a con check.
Asher would eat sunflowers with the shell.
Of course.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's perfect. Your face is going
Fucking
red.
hot.
You've
But
got
it's
Yes,
not-
it is.
you've got a nice, cool-looking blue apple in your hand.
Yeah,
Rosalind's
Xenia's
still
gonna-
watching.
What did I
Xenia's
get?
gonna bite
Okay.
the other apple.
Sky, you've been handed some kind of like lumpy brown fruit. It's got like a soft-ish texture. Caius, you're pretty sure you're just holding a red banana?
What the fuck?
Well,
I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and Caius proceeds to eat it raw.
You eat the shell.
Why?
Yes.
Why
What
is
the
this
fuck is
happening
wrong
now?
with you people?
Hey, you bite in the shell. It is surprising.
Surprisingly, what?
Oh,
Oh my god.
But you get to like the center
Sweet.
part, it is hard as a fucking rock. And like salty.
Oh my god.
What the fuck is happening?
It tastes
Other
good.
kind of
It's
flavor.
just so
Mhm.
weird. It's,
Xenia?
Xenia's eating the apple as well.
What is
Alright,
Xenia's
Xenia, you bite into the
reaction?
apple. Pretty pleasant, it seems like. Xenia, you bite into it. It's soft like gelatin. Once you get past the skin. And it's
Thanks, I hate it.
kind of like the texture of almost like a softer orange.
it's like a blue
Ugh.
peachy.
It's a weird face, but it's a sort of happy face. Just like a
It
go ahead.
tastes like a citrus fruit.
So, Xenia,
There's a thumbs up.
I recommend that if we ever visit my tribe, you ask me before you eat anything. If you
I'm
cannot
gonna
handle
eat
spice,
everything. I'm eating
Oh.
everything immediately when I see it.
you're going to die. You are going to
Good.
die.
I can bring myself back.
Oh my god. You're also northern.
I wouldn't mind the warning. I can handle some to some extent, but
No.
no, only to some extent.
There are some things.
It's hard to
like,
keep
that
up the
aren't-
royal visage when your palate's on fire.
There are some
Precisely.
things that aren't that spicy, but there are some things that even I can't handle.
Hmm.
Ashley raises his eyebrow, like,
Oh dear. There are
like wondering what is making the person made of fire kind of reach for a glass of milk.
there is a certain dish.
Reach for a glass of fire milk, technically.
There's a certain dish in my culture, which, as well, I don't really know how to translate it, but kind of like devil's heat. It was so strong that it nearly burned off my taste buds.
Do you have the recipe?
No, I do not. Well, yes, I do, but no, you're not having
Can
the
I-
fucking recipe.
Is it
I wanna
like an
make it for
individual
Ashley.
thing, or is it like a sauce? Or
It is. It's like a compiled dish. It's basically like the spiciest things that people can find. Young tribe members usually take it as a dare. It's not worth it.
so a
Is it a-
cookable ghost pepper, basically.
In a sense.
He's gonna find more of the fruit Ash.
I'm
is eating,
basically just trying to
put it in
think.
my bag.
Of like the utmost hottest thing on this planet, times it by 10, and then stick it in the mouth of a 12-year-old.
Oh, it's traumatic then.
And as you say that, Esther, that's a pretty close translation to how you say it in comic.
Traumatique.
Honestly, Rosalind, that's a bit more of an honest translation.
Really?
It's called a true ama.
That's just called the Truman Show.
Fuck off.
Anyhow.
There's no
Anyhow.
context for that other than the words sound the same. What are you talking about?
We eat
That's exactly what I
breakfast.
said.
Ashley continues to
Hold on,
crunch
leave
through
it.
the whole.
Esther, sorry.
Yes.
Do you bite into your food?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. You got the lumpy fruit.
A
Esther,
tiny,
you bite into it.
tiny
It's just
bite.
old- It's just an old potato.
Oh god, come on. Rosalind would recognize that.
It's just a weird color. That's the only problem.
Oh.
Esther's gonna set it on the ground, proceed to spit it out, look at Rosalind, and go, "Can I please have something else? That was an old potato."
Ashley hands
what?
over another slice of what he.
Rosalind's rooting around in the basket, pulls something else out. Maybe this? It's something very different looking.
I'm good without your spice fruit, thank you very much.
D20, D20.
Xenia's looking for all of the spice fruit.
This is important stuff right now, guys.
18!
Oh yeah!
It's almost like a jar of preserves you're handed.
Oh, come on.
What the fuck
But
is
it's
happening?
Sorry, not like preserve. I mean like. You ever seen however you say it, the cherries that like sit in the
Maraschino.
maraschino cherries?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of sitting in a little jar. It's like that, but like in a fruit cup.
Yeah, she's gonna take a tentative bite.
It just tastes like radishes and bell peppers,
Oh god.
but like sliced
Oh,
and cooked.
yummy. Hell yeah.
Not the
Thank you, this is
reaction I
much
thought,
better.
But okay. I'm glad.
Ashley like leans over.
Smells spicy.
Like a fork like slowly leans in.
Roll
Would
fork.
you like a bite?
Roll fork.
Roll for fork.
Just fucking ask!
Dexterity?
No, I'm joking.
You say roll for and then you repeat it, somebody's gonna roll something.
That's fair.
Esther's just gonna.
You forks it?
Yes, he fucking forks it. Now
Roll a
eat it.
d-fork.
Stop!
Fuck!
Can we progress the fucking plot instead of rolling for fruit?
We're rolling for fork!
Oh my god, it worked!
I fucking hate this.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, Kaya's grabs like another red banana.
Continue.
Yeah,
Of
okay,
the
we
same kind or just another red thing?
No, we're walking out the door. We've spent enough time with this bullshit.
Breakfast is
We
over!
spent enough time
Roll d20, John.
deciphering fruit.
Wait, I'm not at my computer right now.
I'll roll for you.
No, no, damn it.
9.
It's a 9.
What you have grabbed is in fact just a cherry. Singular.
Singular.
Esther, it's called a dash. No, you can just do that.
I think it's called a disengage first.
Oh no, she's taking the opportunity. She's leaving.
Okay.
Boo.
So you guys break fast. I think before I meet the men, we'll take a quick 5 minutes.
Alright.
Okay.
God, takes us forever to get anything done. This is why.
Can't get out
gonna
the
say,
fucking door in the
we spent
morning.
fucking 10 minutes
We are
on
so
goddamn
distractible.
cherry.
Hey, Rosalind, you asked me what kind of fruits there are. I gave you
know.
fruits.
I know.
Yes,
I'm
she asked for
that
what
hard.
kind of fruits there are. She didn't ask for a 30-minute detour.
No one ever does, Devin. No one ever does.
I at least have the decency to section off whole sessions for you to get this shit out.
And I just like to sprinkle it like a spice.
Like a spicy boy.
Yes. Hot boy.
Hot boy!
Yes, Conrad, but sometimes the ice cream does not need salt.
It's coming from you? You have the taste
What?
buds of a goddamn goat.
I think Devin has better taste buds than a goat, thank you very
I would
much.
disagree, good sir.
Goats at least I think can feel spice.
Tyler, do not defend him. He has the taste buds of a rock.
I defend everyone. Okay, rock is one thing, yeah. I think it's a
He has
rock.
the taste buds of a rock.
Like,
Has the
goat was
taste
just
buds
wrong,
of
though.
rock.
I'm not defending Devin, I'm just correcting Conrad.
To be fair, that is most people's favorite pastime.
Correcting you? I don't think I can, but sometimes I do it.
You know, like, I'll admit, goat was just me trying to be a dick. But
No,
Devin,
if you
your taste buds, man. Come on.
What?
Even dogs will spit stuff out.
I will too.
Yeah, like chicken wings.
when? Has he really?
Doesn't
I've not
like
s-
chicken wings, but will eat fucking tuna as a food. Like, not with
Oh,
anything.
Because
just-
that's easy to do.
That's disgusting.
Out of the can, Devin! Out of the can! I hate you!
Yeah, and you know what? You open the can and you get a fork and you eat it. You don't have to gnaw around a bone.
I hope
What
you
the
guys
fuck?
know that
Ugh.
this is going to be online forever, at least until
Good.
it's deleted.
Yeah,
This is a public
let it
shaming
be.
of Devin's
Let it be
mouth.
known that Devin's
Devin
not
shaving.
cryptid.
I would say it's easier to take a fucking onion and take a bite out of it, but you've done that too!
Lies
And enjoyed it!
I hate you, Devin. I hate that I've sold you my soul for gaslighting. This is embarrassing.
Okay. Public roasting done?
I think.
You probably
Sure.
ate your soul too, John.
I
Alright,
can neither
now it's
confirm nor
done.
deny the
Okay.
accusations leveled against me, and I won't make any further comments.
Can't confirm or deny because you can't finish the fucking sentence.
Yes.
Anyway. Sorry, that was mean. Okay.
Are we starting this? Are you serving? Is this how this afternoon's gonna go?
Yes.
No,
So-
that's just fucking not.
Hey, before we continue, the Raven Queen's really hot.
Stop.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's it.
Alright.
So we walk out front fucking door.
Rocks fall, everyone dies. No. So you guys go and basically you're not quite sure where to go. And eventually you see one of the men kind of rushing. Xena, to be one of your soldiers, kind of like running in a certain direction, looking at like the white rabbit and Alice one.
Xena's like calling him over and just be like, yo, Jerry!
He kind of looks and goes, "Oh, morning, Miss, officer. Are you late too?
Late for what?
The meeting where we're all supposed to meet you?
Yes.
Oh wait, was I early?
Where are we
more-
supposed to be
more to the
meeting?
effect that we were told that you were ready at our say-so, and we're not quite sure where because the note neglected to say. Is it in the
Hey.
courtyard or
No, in the war room.
war room? Do you know the way?
I do.
Then will
I'm gonna
you
run
be
quickly
so...
because I'm the last one.
Oh, don't worry about it. You were just guiding us.
You're good, Jerry.
If you say so, officer. And he starts leading. He's still a bit of a pep in his step.
Yeah, we can pick up the pace.
Yep, you guys got long legs. It's easy to keep up with them.
Yeah.
Mostly. So you guys end up getting to the room with relative time to spare. Most of the men seem to have settled and joined. Almost all of your soldiers that you guys worked with are there. And as you enter the room, a lot of them stand up, take off their helmets, look at you. You see the prince kind of smile and slowly stand up the same, but leave his helmet on. He kind of
Well,
nods and says, "Nice to see you."
Asher just makes, like,
Likewise.
as they're walking up, Asher makes the vague, like, hand motion of sit your ass down to his group.
Yep. They all kind of grin and just like lean back into their chairs and put their feet up on the desk.
Oh no.
Esther just kind of waves very happily.
Yep.
Caius
And,
does a subtle version of his ring.
say again, John.
Caius does a subtle version of his ring entrance to the boys.
Explain to me how you do a subtle ring entrance, please.
You know, just give it, just like, yeah, just like, sort of like, not like, yeah, just sort of
When
like,
no one's looking, you put your arms out, but then, like, when Asher turns around, he's just, like, walking normally.
Basically.
yeah, exactly.
Yep. And as you guys kind of agree, then
Your
they'll
guns the whole.
take their seats. Rosalind, one of your soldiers, just walks over and hands you a chair, basically, and gestures towards them taking you take
Taking the what?
gestures for you to take their seat.
Oh, thank you. There's no seats left in the room, I guess, or
There is, but he offers anyways.
He's being a gentleman.
well. I appreciate
Should we not
it.
go talking to the
You
prince
better-
more properly first?
The prince kind of just does the kind of same motion that you did to your men, because like, relax, it's just a informal meeting here.
Yeah, she'll take the
Wherever you
floor.
guys want to sit, however you guys want to speak, feel comfortable, go ahead.
Should we not be at the front then? If we're going
Yes.
to be addressing them?
Is everybody seated around something like a table, or is this like a classroom setting?
It's sort of like the Last
Is it a
Supper
round
style thing.
table?
Okay.
With everyone on one side?
Yeah, basically, they're all sitting on one side, and it's much like wider,
How long is
uh,
this table?
like than the Last Supper one. Like, there's enough room that you guys could easily put like a huge map on the table and still be able to have room for your hand.
Okay.
You see the prince is basically seated center and on the opposite side from you guys.
Okay.
A couple of the men are on the side of you, only because not enough chairs.
Yeah, Rosalind will take a seat.
Asher will just, I guess the whole party will just, like, file in beside.
Well, I suppose the first question is how much you have been told by Prince Ronier. How much do we need to explain to begin with?
They kind of mutter to each other, and Prince Unir kind of smiles and says, "Oh, I haven't told them too much." One of the soldiers puts his hand up and says, "I heard rumors about you're looking to collect men for a mission."
In brief,
Yes.
yes. We do first need to speak with the Archdruid General of Citadel, as he probably knows better than anybody the location of our objective. We know what we're looking for. We know somewhat what we will or may face along the way. Unfortunately, we don't have any more concrete details yet, as we have yet to meet with him. However, once we have those details, and we will share what we do know so far with you now, we'd ask if you would be interested in a small expedition over the mountains.
You see the muttering kind of open up around the table. One of them puts their hand up.
Yes.
Sorry, Miss Rosalind. Do you mean over to the Giantlands?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yes. We are chasing somewhat of a legend. And that is the last known location.
You see a couple of them, especially Rosalind, your group. You see them kind of perk up at that.
Have you ever heard of the Tomb of Jack?
Roll a collective history check for them.
20
On
d20.
average.
Okay. There's some mutter.
A giant slayer, perhaps?
Of a sort. I think the legends conflict depending where you ask them.
They so often do.
Or
Master guy, like, gives, like, a low cough and just, like, like, looked over to Thorn.
Someone who fought, or perhaps caused to reconcile both dragons and giants during those wars. Was responsible for some measure of peace. It is said to have finally died and been laid to rest inside an ancient castle.
Asher kind of like taps Thorn.
Alright.
If he's
Thorn, roll
beside Rosalind.
telepathy.
Because he can't feign.
Unless you're its fault.
And he just kind of like telepaths it over Thorn's like, just let everyone know we should probably keep it on a need-to-know basis. Given sensitive topics, we don't need further questioning.
Don't need further questioning on what? Back through Thorn.
Just why we're looking for it, for what purpose we have certain things, etc., etc.
I'm going to tell them about Bo and Enemy.
Just an enemy, nothing more. They don't need to know that our. They don't need to know specifications of our history with them.
And as
just
that's
that needs
going
to go.
on, she's also bringing up recently an enemy sent us a missive calling us out and daring us to find him. We have some reason to believe that if this legend, this mythical place exists, and it seems it does going by that, then who knows what could be there. Of historical import, cultural, perhaps even simply treasures lost and amassed. We can't be certain, but it's worth looking into. The enemy
kind of-
is for us personally. Your presence would be in case of anything that might have moved in, if you would like to help us face it.
Or perhaps even any unexpected numbers from the enemy side.
Rhaenyra kind of nods and give a time frame for these soldiers.
If we can speak with the general today, it's only morning now, this afternoon perhaps, then if we can get a muster going, if we can get information on the terrain, well, hopefully we could leave as early as tomorrow in the morning. If not, perhaps a couple of days for preparation, and then we set out. Unfortunately, due to the fact that the Archdruid probably knows more details than us about the likely, if not definite, location, we don't currently know how long travel would be to and from. We would get this information and give it to you as soon as possible, though. So you don't have to make any decision or stand now. Just know that this is an offer that is on the table, and it's something that can be discussed.
All things ideal, we could get all that information out there in about a day or two. And from there we can make decisions on who's coming. As well, I'm not sure, he kind of like looks to the group, that we're looking for a entire army, like what happened with the dragon.
They kind of just start talking to each other and say, Rhaenyra will kind of speak up and get them to quiet down. And says, well, I only asked for the men who wish to follow you, and it looks like almost all of your men came, as well as one, for those who aren't here, replacements of a similar skill set. If you will have them, they will follow you.
Asher like does a quick head count.
Ashley, you got, I think, probably one of yours missing, but he seems to be replaced by a very similar-looking dwarf to one you recognize.
Basically for everyone, are the numbers pretty much the same as the last time?
All of Caius's and Esther's are there. Everyone else are missing one or two, but replaced with someone else. Alright.
Again, I am sorry we don't have all of the particulars right to now. We were hoping to get them before, but, well, things did get in the way. But
In the back of your head, Rosalind, you hear Prince Rainier's voice. I hope I'm doing this right, but if you need, I can have one of you create a telepathic link with the druid, the archdruid.
That would be appreciated. Thank you.
Oh my god, can we actually please? It'd make this shit so much easier.
I have contact and a favor of his. I think he calls him his Inquisitor, whatever.
We've met.
He's able to create a link with anyone he's met before, and the archdruid or himself.
We have met.
Then as soon as this.
Well, if we were to find that information immediately, is there a place where we could, well, deposit it? Have it spread amongst you? Will you be in the area? The
Prince Rhaenyra,
squads.
Yep, Prince Rhaenyra kind of looks up and says, "You will eat here for free today." And you hear like a bit of a cheer, and they also stand up and look at you and say, a lot of them go like, "Yeah, we'll be in the area. Oh yeah, we'll be around. We'll be in the castle somewhere. Don't worry. I might be in the bathroom. Don't worry. If you're not in the bathroom, they'll find you."
Well, word will spread then.
Army chatter. We
Is
love-
there anything else that we should bring up now? And she's asking the rest of her group.
Time frames. When you have them, let us know as well, so we have time to speak to our family.
Of course.
And you said this is a castle?
As far as is known, it could be a
Of
ruin.
sorts.
We're not sure
If-
exactly what shape it's in.
We've only vague understandings, but we know where it is, generally.
Will
Like-
you need siege weapons that are easily carryable? And Rawson, this is one of your soldiers.
I will ask the Archdruid when we confer with him. Perhaps he's heard more than we have. We'll find out. Keep it in the back of your mind for now. Don't count on it. But consider it a possibility.
And that soldier looks to Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra goes, "Yes, you can use the workshop." And your squad starts filing out.
Yep, they're gone.
All the other squads kind of pat you guys in the back, like go to shake your hand. Esther, one of them like goes to give you a hug. You kind of recognize him.
I give hugs.
Or is he the flower one?
Oh, he's the...
Yep.
Oh, the heartbreak.
Oh,
Oh,
heartbreak.
Oh no.
heartbreak
You know
Harry.
what? He's a heartbreak boy. I'm Pat. I'm just.
Don't give him Harry. Harry's not a good name.
Okay.
Heartbreak named Harry. Come on, that's great.
Soulful Steve.
Heartbreak Horatio.
Heartbreak Horatio sounds like a wrestler name.
I mean, you're not
Heartbreak
wrong.
Hammer.
Heartbreak Henry.
Sure.
Hardcore Henry.
Someone
Heartbreak
got
Hank.
it. Okay. Yeah. So he gives you a hug, and they all file out, and you're left with Prince Rhaenyra, and he kind of smiles and says, "Ashta, if I don't think you were told, I can have one of you establish a link with either the Inquisitor up top or the General."
Let it be Rosalind!
Rosalind it is, then. Does everyone else agree?
I'm amenable.
Can talk be had between during the link?
Oh yes, it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's very similar to what we can do with our Fane.
Ash Kelly looks to everyone and like just taps Thorn. And goes, maybe you can all get your Fane up to Rosalind's and have a more direct line as well. Even just hear what's going on more readily.
You guys could basically commingle with each other so that the information is near instantaneous.
Alright.
Come on.
And potentially multiple people could roll insight rolls.
Yeah, except for Ashta.
What are we doing right now?
Ooh,
Are we
it's-
doing
Offline.
passive commingle? Are we doing
We're doing a commingle, but Rosalind is doing the direct connection.
the women?
You guys are listening in.
Okay.
Could Thorn act as a like caveat for Ashta?
Probably not. I don't know.
You can have it relayed through Thorn. It
Yeah,
wouldn't
just-
be nearly as quick, and also not as directly because he uses more so images and feelings.
Okay.
But you can also just speak out loud with each other if you need to.
Okay. Yeah.
But you see Person running your focus, and a couple of you recognize him casting the message spell. Comes back a second later. He goes, "All right. Seems like the Inquisitor will be acting as a mouthpiece for the general. Trying to misunderstand the spell a little bit, or so he claims."
He just opens his mouth. Hello!
Not quite.
It's like one of those things at like the kids' playground where like it's the two megaphones on all
Oh no,
the
I know exactly what you mean.
and you fucking scream into it's like
But Rosalind, you feel basically the part of a spell that's asking if you're willing to have the spell cast on you.
You get the
Yeah.
Skype call sound in your head.
She gets the you can choose to fail this save,
Yes.
and she chooses
Well, not that,
to-
it's not a saving throw. It's just you have to be a willing creature.
the
you
okay.
hear the
Yeah,
phone
she's a willing
begin to
creature.
ring, but it's only in your
And as you guys commingle, he says, "Hello,
Hello,
or,
I can
Rosalind."
hear
Yes.
you. Yes.
All right. General wants to know what you're asking about.
We have something of a quest in front of us. We understand that it is of particular interest to your general in terms of subject matter, so we're wondering if he might have more information for us, or if he'd perhaps even be willing to, or just interested in going along with us. We're looking for the castle where Jack's tomb is.
You hear a mental sigh from him,
Oh no.
and he goes, "Well, you've caught his interest."
He's just like in the background. I was like, wait, what?
Pretty much, yeah.
We
And he just goes like, "Look,
There's like a ruffling and it's the general. He's like, hey, what's up?
Yes.
not quite. But you do basically get an open link that you can see and hear the general.
ring ring.
This telepathic link.
Okay, interesting.
Puts it on.
Esther, you would recognize this spell as a very high-level form of telepathy he's using.
Yikes.
And yeah, you can basically see with like that kind of twitch lag, where it's like a half second behind. The
Perfect.
general asks you guys how much you know, and basically wanted to trade information with you, and you guys can do so simply if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll do so simply. Whatever we know that you've told us,
He can now know.
we ask what he knows if there's
In terms of
location.
let's be specific here.
If hold on.
Okay.
We know that there's the legend about Jack. We know about the legend of the giant in the Dragon Wars. We know about the legend of Jack being entombed in some castle somewhere out there. We also know that an enemy of ours, a little bit personal, has
An
apparently
Oni.
ensconced himself, and Oni has ensconced himself there after we determined that this was something we should look into. So there's another reason for us to go there, but that is for us to deal with. We ask
it-
the general if he knows a probable, if not exact, location for this, if he knows probable, if not exact, native flora, fauna, dangerous things that might have or have moved in, how long it would take to go out, search, come back. And
Dangerous
what-
risk there within,
Yep.
even outside of the castle.
Yep, risks, rewards, potential, and also, if we may have troops to come with us. Would he recommend this, and would he recommend more than what we have?
Also, small side thing, but Bo knew about the arrows that he sent him, and
Okay.
the light possibility that he might have a little intel on the general's goings.
Alright. She'll bring that up, but if there is intel on the goings on, and if it's really close, then it might already be known. If it's distant in just terms of, oh yeah, requisition was sent out, then fine. But yeah, she'll bring up that that particular enemy apparently knew this.
You kind of see the vision shift as you see the Inquisitor, him writing down the information on the potential spy. Then he looks back up to the general, and the general kind of gets a nod, and he nods back and he goes, "Well, if you want, I can. Do Do you have capabilities to fly all your men on your own?
No.
Not all of them, no. We can transport ourselves in such a way, but we run out when it comes to the squads, I'm afraid.
We can maybe do like a few people.
A handful
you
of people for
have-
short periods of time, nowhere near enough.
Look, I'm biased. I think this is worth risking an emergency teleport. Would you agree? If I can bring all you and your men directly to the castle, would you agree?
But Ash should know if his ring would be able to help with that at all. If he's not the one cast.
I think that we could probably agree. From what we know, the portals don't tend to last too long, and they're really only volatile when another portal of the wrong sort is too close by.
Unless
Sorry.
something else walks through. That's what my concern is, but I
That
think
is.
this is worth it. We can handle it on our end.
Also, we can seal it. Don't tell him that, but we can do it.
Okay. I'm sure that if anything is
so-
left when we return, we can find some way to deal with it.
Maybe I didn't specify, but that was a GM question. Would Ashton know if his ring is only when he casts teleport spells, or if
No,
he's
like
involved
I said,
in
it
most
is
ones?
as long as you are one of the people being teleported or casting the spell. It works.
Oh, really?
Okay, that's what I didn't know. I was under the impression it was only casting the spell, but if that's the case, good to know.
As long as you are one of the people being transported or one of the people transporting.
All right.
So in theory, if I picked up Dimension Door for Rosalind, as long as she was transporting with Ashta, it would probably be safe. But if she did it with, like, Esther, not so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Asher would, in the delayed vein, dial up. Be like, yeah, we should be fine. No, we'll be fine if I'm involved, but don't tell him that.
Rosalind's kind of passing along. I'm sure that it'll be alright. I think we're willing to risk the teleportation.
Maybe just mention Asha is specialized in portal-y stuff.
She's leaving it be.
All right.
And you see him kind of nod, and you hear the Inquisitor sigh. And he snaps his finger, and they're both sitting in front of you in real life.
What the fuck is happening?
Okay.
Blinks out the spell
Wow.
ends.
Hello?
Certainly piqued your interest.
How close is the other citadel from here?
On top of the mountain.
Okay, 1 mile atop?
Quite a few miles.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Well,
And they kind of look at you and go, and say, well, collect your men, get ready to go.
how long is the time frame on this? Some of them want to know in case they have to make provisions for or let their families know.
He looks at the Inquisitor, and the Inquisitor kind of just sighs and says,
Teleport there,
Give an hour.
fight, and teleport them back in the
Return.
same day or the next day.
look, return is your business. Unless I'm there, I cannot teleport you here. But it is a flying castle. I'm sure you can figure it out.
Oh, I see.
At the moment, it is sort of on the border between the Giant Lands and our country. However, it is above the ocean right now.
I see. Interesting. So,
Get it
return
moving,
time
get your soldiers back as soon as possible.
return time unknown, but possible. All right. We'll
Well, I mean, good thing that we have teleportation if it's over the ocean.
she's gonna send Thorn out to find the nearest squad member, either of hers or of any of the others, anybody he recognizes.
I'm
Site
sure
control.
Lanier can also send word.
Just roll a d6.
Okay. 6.
You find a pretty significant amount of them just kind of talking with each other. And you notice that they all kind of have like the same red in their beards. That might just be related to each other. Kind of just hanging out and starting to get some food. One of them is like tinkering with a little grenade-looking thing.
Possible bomb? Question mark?
Very quickly
Yeah.
through Thorn. Well, conversation with the general went far, far faster than expected. He is very interested in this and prepared to go within an hour. We'll be teleporting there. It's a flying castle. If we can get it to work, then we'll be flying it back.
the moment Thorn starts speaking, a spring goes off, like, in the grenade, and he like twists it and like pulls it really quick, and he's like, Jesus, oh, okay, and you see them just scatter.
She comes
Oh.
back to herself as Thorn flies back and says, "The word has been set and it will spread. 1 hour, and I suppose that we'll be meeting here in the war room, since we met here before."
Yes, and in the meantime, I'm gonna give you a breakdown of the flora and fauna as you asked. And he kind of gestures towards the general, and he nods and says, so, from what I understand, there's two main species that have taken over the castle. Don't know about your little Oni threat, but there's one called the Children of the Dragons, who I assume are just young dragons. And there is another one known as the Cattle of the Giants. Some kind of bird. We're not sure how violent or volatile. It's nothing we've seen anywhere before. Might be plain or origin, but I'm not quite sure. Might just be an ancient species that managed to survive.
You said some kind of bird?
Yeah, about the size of an eagle.
A regular
They-
eagle or a giant eagle?
A normal one.
Really?
Maybe a large of a normal one, but nothing crazy. Kind of like think of a large
they-
dog.
It's not a giant.
Are they considered beasts proper?
I'm not quite sure. We've never seen one in person.
Hmm.
Only evidence of remains and occasionally a feather or two. But they come in very vibrant colors. Some kind of vaguely intelligent species, we think. The
Are
size,
they,
the size of their brains are much more than you expect from a bird. Even a dragon.
are they inherently violent?
We don't know. We've never seen a live one. But
And how do you know
castings
about
off. Mainly castings off of pieces of the castle. Either with one of them stuck in the rubble, or fossilized, or every once in a while there's a feather who we use some magic on and get a vague idea. But anytime we try to scry on them or observe them, the spells fail. We're not sure why.
Do you have any idea of what the condition of this castle is looking like? You said you found it in pieces of it had fallen off.
I think the more be by nature of not time, but misuse.
Question.
If
I see.
these two species live there, I don't think it's a happy relationship.
damage not degraded?
If
Yes.
If you cannot scry on the birds directly, have you ever been able to scry on the location of the castle? Is that something that can be done, or is that...
We have, and that's how we know it's over the ocean. But
But you've
it
never...
stays over the ocean, and it's very hard to detect coordinates from them.
You've never seen these birds in it?
We've seen glimpses, but when you scry on a whole location, you see the whole location.
Ah,
It's a large castle, and they're small birds.
very distant, I see.
Yes.
Is the kind of fabled grave there? Do you know that for sure?
I don't know about the grave, but the armor and the weapon of Jack is. We know that much.
Miko like slowly nods, like, and Kelly looks. Will that be to whoever gets it first, or left for historical, or
If you can put it on, you can take it, I suppose, but as a reminder, he was partially giant.
I don't think you'll match up to that height, Ashton. I'm sorry.
he kind of like gives a dead glance over. Magic items occasionally conform to size.
Ah, but isn't that wishful thinking?
And the general kind of looks you up and down and says, "Are you looking for another new set of armor?"
No, just something to have, I suppose.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. If you could bring any of the relics to me, I'd be greatly appreciative. But as this is your quest, I will not enforce anything on you. But obviously, you owe me one.
Well, if it's a heavy sort of armor. I don't think it's much in the cards for our party.
Kind of raises an eyebrow and looks you up and down again.
He goes, oh, it's the...
There's an
Thank you.
exception to every rule.
No, I know. I've got a set myself. But,
Instead of what?
never know. And he kind of like gives like a side glance to Yema.
Yeah, Ashila turns around and it's like, oh, you're still here.
Yep, she's been quiet, kind of just quietly observing. Yep.
I thought we put a Yema in the pot.
Introduced to us by the prince. No, we did not put Yema in the pot. Aquarius is in the pot.
Fuck yeah, you're right.
And we're not telling you about that right away.
I think it actually was implied in the carriage with Ronir, but yeah, it didn't come out. Anyway,
Also, Yama does not have the context for it.
Yeah.
So,
just gonna introduce Yema as Prince Ronir recommended her to us, and she'll be coming along.
Renner kind of nods, and again, he's still in the room.
was Kaz
Yeah,
with us at the time we met this channel?
Uh,
Um,
he was,
yeah.
but he left soon after. He was mostly considered like just with Esther, because Esther was also kind of out at the time.
Okay.
They were kind of just doing their own thing.
That's right.
Sorry, repeat your.
When you guys first met the general, Kais and Esther were kind of doing their own thing, still in the room,
Right.
but not really there because the players weren't there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't remember. Alright. And, also just a quick refresher, what do the general and the, was it the assistant, or
Inquisitor.
was it Inquisitor, what do they look like again?
So if I recall correctly, I'm just gonna check to make sure. The general wears full mithril plate, or mithril. I think it's mithril. The one scent that you have, basically,
Okay.
very similar to yours.
Alrighty.
Whereas the Inquisitor seems to be of a bardic persuasion, but still relatively well armored and armed. Half elf, very tall, very almost like an Asian look to him. Very thin eyes, very dark hair. And the general, I believe, is either a half orc or a full orc. I'm just pulling it up now.
I never wrote it down, apparently. I just wrote down that he wears plate
Sorry.
mail that doesn't weigh him down. And he sounds like a
Sorry,
thunderstorm.
Goliath, not a.
Ah, yep.
And yeah, he wears very heavy armor, and keeps a few weapons at his side.
So is it like full plate mithril?
It seems like it, yeah.
Alrighty.
But it has got this crystal work in it.
So probably enchanted.
Oh, heavily
Pretty.
enchanted. Kind of like if you, instead of being the weave with, you ever see like rings that have like vine style things on it, and then gems set in the gaps between them? It's like an entire suit of armor made of that and diamonds.
Jeez. Okay.
I'm vaguely aware, I'll take your word for it.
But as I kind of sit across here, and Prince Rainier kind of just seems like he's keeping relatively quiet during this whole situation. He kind of taking the back seat here.
Is Children of Dragons, is it any and all dragons, or is it particular type? Do you have any theories?
Most legends speak in them breathing fire, but most legends of all dragons do. If they've stayed along that long and kept a feud like we suspect, could be of the either black or green variety.
And just dragons specifically, or wyverns, or...
Can't be sure, but Children of the Dragon seems to imply which more dragons or draconic types.
Wyverns.
Either way, I'd prepare for poison.
Oh.
Good to know.
And as of now, like, the first of your men are starting to file in.
Yay!
Do they recognize the general?
Doesn't seem like it.
Sorry.
We're gonna wait until they're all there, and if anybody asks for more information, it'll be just wait until everybody's here, and we're going to
I mean, you still have the telepathic link if you'd like to speak through it.
telepathic link to what? No,
The Inquisitor.
no, I meant the telling the squads.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, they'll kind of like let you do any talking to them because they don't know how much you want them to know.
Ash will just like slowly slide off to the back and just like tap Ronir on the shoulder.
Looks at you and you see him go to connect his fane and he kind of just smiles and goes, yes.
He just kind of like pulls a finger across the throat there on that.
Yep, he kind of nods. Sorry. Trying to flex the new muscle.
Yeah, I'm just the
Trying to flex.
worst position for that right now. You.
No flex.
I know you said you're not a fan of, and again pulled to the side. Not
Yeah, you are very well separated.
just you're not a fan of archdruids.
I have
For
no
sure.
secret of that, but yes.
This one in particular. I imagine you've had your fair share of interactions, being, well, two cities named fairly the same thing.
We associate for the sake of protection. He does his job efficiently. Though a job I am not a fan of. He does it well. He raises a good army, treats his men relatively well. His Inquisitor inquires more than I'd like, but does as he wishes.
How much is more than you like?
I've never been alone in the same room where we had a conversation with the Archdruid without the Inquisitor there. For all I know, they're in some sort of relationship, and they simply protect each other. One could be acting as a guard for the other, though I couldn't tell you which does which. Or
Who is in the
it's just-
relationship?
Jesus off to the side.
You're not in this.
Yeah, this is much separated. But
Oh, I just didn't hear. That's
overall, when it comes to matters of defense, I trust him. When it comes to matters of good relationship, I can't say we've made much of one.
Just kind of like slowly nods. Anything in particular we should be aware of? Since we're going to be working a bit more directly with them. Especially given our intentions.
I mean, he respects the individuality of the folks in this city. I imagine he'd do the same to you.
I'm just saying if we took it slow in explaining to you. If something were to, let's say, accidentally slip out about that, what are we looking at for his response? Or either of their responses?
The Inquisitor, I would imagine, attempt to remove all working relationships with you. As far as I'm aware, he works for the Archdruids and the Archdruids alone.
Gotcha.
But the General is the General. He is a man who respects individual strength and ability to make your own choices. But if you are acting against what he perceives as those under his protection, he will fight back.
Right. You can understand I'm looking for. As willing as I might be, I'm sure there's better ways to go about this than fighting every single general there is, or every single archdruid there is.
I would hope that's not your plan.
I don't want to be, but
Then
I
I
also
suggest
don't.
you lean on those diplomatic skills of Rosalind.
I can talk. He says, not convincing himself.
He kind of just smiles and says, "You can talk, and I do enjoy speaking to you, but when it comes to forging alliances and stopping wars, I don't believe you're the man who I would trust first.
Kind of raise an eyebrow at the enjoy talking to him.
Kind of shakes his head.
Right. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Please do.
And
So,
if there's ever, we're in cahoots now, so if you have issue with any of the proceedings, you can let
Of course. And if you
someone
have issues
who
with
doesn't have brain problems.
Yes. And if you have issues returning, let me know. I do have my own resources that could potentially help.
Okay, good to know.
As a note, something strange with Yema whenever teleportation occurs. Have you noticed that? Well, I suppose you haven't teleported around her yet.
Oh no, I fail the room shift every time they walk in.
Yeah, she glows when people teleport around her.
Is that right?
I've seen it once or twice, yes, in one of my
Did it happen
more magical
when we,
abilities.
Did it happen when we just...
No, I don't. I believe she wasn't teleporting, so nothing occurred. At least I think so, but
No, when the General and the Inquisitor teleported in.
again, because she wasn't teleporting, I don't think it occurred. But
Oh,
um,
it's not when people teleport around her, it's when she teleports.
it is when it's around her, but you have to. Okay, basically, he's saying that you have to start around her. You can't end around her.
Oh, okay. So it being cast, not it ending its casting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I went to use one of my more magical spells, which does involve a teleport, and she glowed like a lamp.
Ashton just like looks at his hand and kind of like flexes the planar warrior for half a second.
And you do, and it's got a bit of tension to it, but yeah, you're pretty far across the room from her.
I'll try something in a bit, but thanks for letting me know. I don't think there's malintention. Something's just weird.
Of that, I would agree. I think that's the last of your men. I'll let you finish this off.
Sure thing. He
Give
just
them a
got like
goodbye, and good luck.
he just kind of like gives a hand wave as he walks off.
Alright, in the meantime, Rosalind's pretty much letting them know what we know about this. We're being teleported there, so it'll be instantaneous. However, it is a flying castle currently drifting in place over the ocean. We need to clear it out. These are the creatures that we suspect might be there and may or may not be hostile. And then we need to be able to get it working again and bring it back. We probably don't need the siege weapons, but we might need some heavy-duty tinkering on whatever it is that makes that thing fly.
Maybe have one person bring the siege weapon.
Hey,
Never-
I want to imagine that
Wait a
Ashton just
minute.
comes back from talking to Rainier right then.
You see one of them put their hand up and say, will this work? And you watch as she reaches into her bag of holding and pulls out a portable ram.
That
She
will
goes,
do.
yes, that's perfect.
Yep.
All right.
The door-
And she
the
puts her
door
hand up
racks
and
were
goes, oh, what about these? And she pulls out a couple grenades.
Possibly, if you can keep
Maybe
them
leave
away
those in
from
there for
everybody
now,
else.
but
I make no promises. It's still
you're in a
working the rest of it.
crowd.
You'll have
Well,
to make,
I haven't pulled the pin.
you'll have to make the one
Speaking of which,
promise that
Esther's
you
gonna
know
pull-
friendly fire, if at all possible.
Esther's gonna pull out the possible bomb.
Oh,
Yep.
We
dear.
have this.
You see all of Rosalind's soldiers turn to you. And like half of them gasp and the other ones go like, oh no, dear.
What is it?
Don't shake.
We lost him.
Oh, we lost him.
That's
I heard don't
There
shake
he
it. Yep, there he is.
Don't shake it too hard. I'm pretty sure your firing mechanism is just leaning on something.
Rosalind takes one step to the side. It's not gonna
Yep.
do anything.
And most of everyone
Oh.
else does too, and then except for the one who said that, and kind of like walks up and says, "Just gently hand it to me.
Esther,
But I
slowly.
had this
I
bomb
will
for like a
return it. I'm
month.
just gonna make sure it doesn't explode every time you shake it too hard."
That doesn't.
Okay.
And she takes it.
Esther's about
You
to.
see, you see her pull out the pin very quickly, and then break off one of her fingernails and stuff it in there instead.
Why?
And then she kind of looks up and goes,
Okay.
That'll work for now until I get to tinker it again. It won't fire by accident now." And she kind of looks at it and goes, "Oh, she just like rubs a salve over the fingernail."
Wait.
Sorry, I didn't have
Oh
anything
my
else
God.
small.
Conrad,
You
hold
could
on.
have asked for some.
Do you mean the whole thing?
No. She like ripped like the like half of it basically.
Ugh.
Still
Oh,
hurts.
you
My
You telling me
God,
these
it
fingers
hurts.
don't have a hairpin in the back pocket?
Yes.
you could have asked me for something.
I mean, I could have, but
I could have held it still.
Dear, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't trust you to hold it at all.
Oh my, are you?
It's safe now. Don't
okay?
worry.
I don't know. Are you okay? Oh my God, you just ripped off your fingernail.
Only half of it. I have 9 more.
Okay. Should take the
Are
bomb
we-
back and let's go.
Are we ready?
By the way, you can now take off possible bombs. It's just a bomb now.
For fuck's sake, I'm still reading it as possible bomb? Question mark, question mark, question mark?
Okay.
In brackets, somewhat bloody.
Bloody hell. Okay.
Alright.
Are we ready to go? Are we doing this now? Let's do this now.
It's up to you.
Let's go to that castle. You've said you've
Yeah,
got a
let's
map.
go.
Let's do this.
And now we wait for the next session.
No!
It would be a really short session if I did that, so no.
Oh,
I
well
see the Inquisitor kind of stand up and he goes, "Well,
1 second.
hope you've all spoke to your families." And he
Um,
snaps his fingers.
Okay.
The
I
moment
didn't like
you do
that.
it, Ashton, you feel the tug. And just for a second, there's a pause. And you see Yema just start to glow, kind of like you do when you bring out your wings. And she puts her hands together. And you are suddenly outdoors. Vaguely. You're under like this half-leaning roof, this kind of like ruined shack. You see a couple rats scurry off. It's maybe about 50 foot in each direction. And you notice the rats have like tiny like vestigial wings attached to them.
Oh my God, it's Fatbird!
And your soldiers all look to you and look around. You look at the walls, and this shack is small. In fact, it looks like an outhouse, except
Are
the
we
hole could
all-
easily fit the general.
Are we all in the shack?
You are, because it is large, and in fact, the steps up to the waist hole easily as tall as Ashta.
We're in a
That's
giant
not that
outhouse.
much.
This is going to take a while. Well,
The soldier's gonna look at you.
Esther kind of like looks around. It's like,
Let's go. Preferably out of the shit house.
Esther will run like lightly, walk, run, jog, whatever, over to the assumed door of this giant outhouse.
It's the front wall which has collapsed.
Okay,
there's a way out.
he's going
Start.
to lean around.
And you step
Give
out,
me-
and
Wait, Conrad,
Oh,
fast second. How tall are giants?
depends on the giant.
Okay,
Like seriously,
Tell me
it
out
depends on
here.
it depends on the species of giant.
what's the
They could go
shortest
from, like-
height, tallest height?
The shortest would be like Onis, which are like 8 feet.
Okay, tallest?
Roll a
Like
history
20.
check.
Okay.
No, I'm just trying to get a gauge.
It can go way past 20.
I was gonna
Thank
say that I think it
you,
was like
that's-
26 or something for average for the tallest.
The average tallest species is 28.
Okay.
Okay.
Which means there are going to be some even taller than that, because averages.
Yes. But Ash, to give me a perception check.
Alrighty.
All right.
19.
So you step out, and
He's leaning around the corner.
yep. Okay. Yeah. You lean around the corner, and yeah. There's a giant castle in the distance at the top of a hill. Between the outhouse and the castle, there's this very large lake, and a path leading out to the right that curves all the way around it. It's easily like 4 miles away.
You look behind the.
Real quick, looking to the left, you see like a small town, basically, of partially collapsed houses. Some just chunks of ground are missing.
Yellen
But each of the
narrows his
houses are
eye.
huge.
Are this? Yeah, I was gonna say. Yep.
Yeah, but they are huge, distant
Okay.
but huge.
Is it one of the things where he kind of has to like, kind of like narrow his eyes because it's like, oh no, it is. It's much closer.
Well, you basically look at one of the houses, and oh, there's a couple bushes in the front. Oh, those are full-grown oak trees.
All right.
Oh.
There are also giant trees around.
How big
But-
is this floating island?
If you had to guess,
Yeah.
30 miles across.
Big.
It's
So, like,
Fucking
30
huge.
mile diameter?
yeah, in any direction easily. Some
Oh,
from
I'm
from the
so
edge of the
much-
town, probably, because it dips down the further into the town you go. You can't quite see the edge, but from the town to the castle, easily 35, 40 miles. You are on the much closer end to the castle.
Can Asha see the edge?
If you look behind the outhouse, maybe a half mile away, you'd see it start to curve down and more sharply turn down.
How's the how's the air thickness?
For now it's fine, but you can definitely feel the difference.
Okay.
It'll take some getting used to. Alright, let's go to.
Yeah.
Asha kind of like holds the hand up, like hold a second, and she's like,
Do you see any?
do we bring the horse with us? Horse is in the pod.
It's yes.
Horses in
And-
the pot. We have the pot.
And as you're kind of like looking around for the horse, the corner you looked around at first, he goes, "Yes, boss."
Stop doing that.
Oh, sorry, boss. And
Just-
you kind of blink and he's gone.
No.
You call him,
Okay.
and he has a name. His name is Lucifer.
Okay, Lucy, just come back.
You hear from above you, "Yes, boss."
Fuck.
So silly. Oh yeah. By the way, he can climb surface. Look up.
He looks up and he's like, well, it can fly.
You're not on me,
but it
boss. I
can
can't fly.
stick.
Then you just teleport it up there.
Sort of.
And he looks back to Esther and it's like, what do you mean you can climb walls?
It can stick. It was on the ceiling last night.
Oh,
Look-
sort of. And you see him like using his teeth from like underneath, like almost like his horse armpit, from like the front left hoof. You see
What?
him pull out a spider, and then walk down the ceiling.
Ah!
What a guy.
Casting horse.
Excuse me?
No, it's not a spellcasting horse. It has a spider riding it, so it got the ability of a spider.
Oh my god.
Fuck is this horse?
What is
He's
this horse?
smart.
He's got a
What the
component pouch
fuck?
for his wild shapes.
Well, no, he just
I
it lives in
hate
his fur.
this so much. What the fuck is going on? Alright, so
Okay, get
Shall we
your
go?
get your horse ass down here.
He plops down the wall. Your men are looking at this very confused.
He looks at it like, no, I. This thing surprises me every day. Okay,
can you spit webs?
Horse
What?
farts.
Wonderful.
Why?
okay.
Wait.
I'm
Okay.
I'm gonna take a quick scout around,
Oh, want help?
and that's why I called you. And he kind of like goes and hops up.
I'll send
Yep, and the
Thorn
wings shoot out, and you see the spider kind of get flicked off by the wing, and it lands in your hands, Esther.
Whose hands?
Yours.
Oh god, she screams and she throws it.
And you see actually
And the DM's gone.
Fuck. Test.
And you
Yep.
see as
Oh.
she.
Test.
Yes?
Yep, we hear.
Yeah?
One of the dwarves jumps in the air, like catches it basically, and just like
Don't you
throws it
dare.
into a box and closes the top.
Okay.
Do you collect those?
No, I thought the horse would need it.
Good thinking.
Very good thinking, actually.
Now,
I
think
just don't make
that-
time.
I'm going to send Thorn up to look as well. 2 pairs of eyes, better than just one? Well, 3 pairs, perhaps.
Actually, real quick, side thing. Ash is gonna leave a go to Esther and it's like, can you know who talk to animals?
Sorry, what now?
Can
Me?
you?
You cut out.
Yeah. Can you know who? You know your friend who is a girl. Talk to animals.
Esther's giving him a glare as he stutters through.
Your
Are you
girlfriend.
asking me? She's gonna just slowly turn her head to Caius.
I'm asking about the
Caius,
person without saying the name out yet loud. Yes.
Just 1 second. You have a sharp tongue there, Caius. I'm sure it would go lovely in a salad. And then she'll turn back to Ashta. I don't know. Conrad, do I know?
It's reasonable to assume.
So do I know if it's a yes or do I know if it's a no?
It's reasonable to assume that you can.
Ash pulls out a small piece of paper, writes down on it. This is look after. This is the horses. Puts the spider on the
Yes.
piece of paper and then drops it
Got
into the.
Pretty fucking much.
Anyway,
Esther's gonna look and go, I'm not. Yes, she most likely would.
did anyone not hear what I?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
you
you
toss
dr- you
you toss
drew-
spider in the thing.
The dwarf had the spider. Dwarf
Yeah,
would have been fine.
Takes the spider from the dwarf and puts it in the pot for go with Aquarius with a note that says it's the horses. Talk to it if you need to.
Yeah, can we slowly start shuffling to the castle while y'all are like looking out?
Do you want to
Okay.
let? Yeah, do you want to let Ashley scout out first with Thorn?
Yeah, sorry, this was a side thing that happened with the horse, and I'm getting over it, and now we're done with it. Astra's going to jump on the horse, and
Okay, so Ashta and Thorn, give me luck rolls.
Luck rolls. Is that D100?
Just
or
to see what you
D20?
encounter.
D20 or 100? How?
I know I'm gonna regret this. I'm gonna regret this, but
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 100, 100.
Oh no. Also, by the way, if
34.
we are able to convince these eagles to just chill, we can have a flock of fucking eagles.
that's a big if.
they might be parrots. They're the
Yeah.
size of eagles, but bright colored. I don't know.
Might be rainbow
we can
ravens.
have a menagerie!
We're there.
You have a menagerie.
We do. Anyway,
Alright, so Ashta, as you begin going on your way, you do see distant, flying, bright colors. And they do look like birds. They had the same kind of thing to it. Every once in a while you'll see like a darker speck, and every once in a while the two will meet, and one will fall, and the other one will keep flying.
Is there a general consistency of which color keeps flying?
No, it's relatively even, it seems like.
Hmm.
It's not super often, but if you take like even 5-10 minutes to fly
Oh,
around.
you know what?
like,
No,
maybe once
fuck off. He throws on the sunglasses.
Which ones?
The ones that give him the barbarian sight.
Cool.
Eagle sight.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
fucking boys.
You do so. Give me just a percent. It'll be a possible DC now.
Alright, give what?
A perception check. It'll be a possible DC now.
Alrighty. Now I'm like, oh, guidance, wait, wrong character. 18.
Alright, so as you're kind of flying around, you do see a small red speck. And it's actually Thorn. And from behind you see Thorn get just dive bombed by something black and taken out.
oh,
Well, fuck.
Oh,
Can we at least know what Thorn saw, considering...
Thorn didn't see or hear anything.
he got taken from behind.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Actually, he didn't do a perception check. Can I do a perception check to see if he spotted anything last second?
It wouldn't be last second, it'd be something before he got dive bombed. He did not see this thing, I rolled for it separately.
Okay.
But go ahead and make your perception check
Yeah, no.
for what he saw
14.
before that.
He's a
He would have seen like a relatively colorful bird fly past him, Kind of has the face shape of like a pterodon. But bright, like forest green feathers, and yeah, about the size of an eagle. But it flew past very quickly, and then he was dive bombed and taken out.
Zesha see if it was a black or a rainbow one that took him out?
It was black.
Hmm.
Something tells me that that might be a dragon.
How far out is it?
Probably like 3/4 of a mile, maybe a bit more.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure. If I'm gonna read it off. 1 mile away with no difficulty.
Oh.
Certain even fine details as though looking at something no more than 100 feet away from you.
Yeah, so about 100 feet away. So it's
So it's
very clearly a small black dragon.
all right.
Called it.
He knows what black dragons are about, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, he's going to tell the horse to bring him down.
All right, roll. Give me one more luck roll.
Right, and he is keeping an eye. 62.
All right. So as you land, Rosalind, like your vision failed, and a minute later, Ashton comes back. Your thorn vision, just to be clear.
Yes, I know.
He comes back, and you see like a small golden streak, like kind of flying after him, not quickly, not chasing him, but very clearly following Ashton from behind. Actually, you would see this as you're coming back down too. It doesn't seem aggressive, but it's definitely a gold bird.
Essence out, turn, aiming.
Yep.
Not firing, but ready to.
No, wait!
It's flying towards you. It's not going faster than you are. It is. You're kind of just following.
Okay, is it less than a mile out?
Yeah, it's easily like a 1/4 of a mile.
Okay, what does it look like?
Yeah, so face shape of a pterodon. Much fluffier than a normal bird. And like a shimmering golden coat. Like almost like brasses and like deep golds shine as it flaps. Its underside is a bit more of a paler color. And as you actually see it start flying towards you, you can see like small like ear tufts above its nostrils. Not above its nostrils,
I'm
above
going
its
to
eyes.
adopt it.
And it has like this
Shoot it.
almost like the vulture mane,
Hmm.
like
Alright.
kind of like that white fur around like a very bare neck.
Okay.
But yeah, it's odd, but it's very clearly a bird.
It's a dinosaur.
Ash is keeping Essence at the ready.
As it kind of like follows you, it flutters down maybe 200 feet away from you and sits on the ground and kind of looks at you and cocks its head.
Is Ashta close enough to be in, like, hearing?
Yeah, he's landed in front of the outhouse.
Yeah, and he has the
see.
like one arm up in the fist of like hold back.
Oh, well, let's just going to ignore him and come up.
Rosalind kind of ignores and ducks around. I'm sure it's fine.
And you from the distance, Ashton, you can see like its eyes kind of almost twist as it focuses on each of the party members. It kind of like looks at them and like blinks like a snapshot, and then the other one, and you see the eye again almost turn in its socket a little bit, then blink.
Esther's gonna crook her head, like, just to the side.
like,
and
puts a-
then
puts a hand
take
on-
step forward.
He puts a hand on both like Esther and then Rosalind's shoulder and like pulls them back.
Essence is not in hand anymore in that case.
Essence is in left hand, he's grabbing with the right hand.
I think he means like one each.
Once at a
Um,
time? One at a time?
Yeah, sorry.
Got it.
You're on the horse. Esther's gonna duck underneath the hand.
He
and slowly
gets off
start
the
walking back.
horse and he goes, Esther, get the hell back here.
Stop! It's not doing anything.
You don't know that. You have no reason to believe it's hostile or not hostile.
Alright.
There's
Yes, but
black
you can
dragons.
shoot it.
There's
You
black
can
dragons
shoot
going
it.
around here.
You can shoot it at that distance.
Doesn't mean you should go walking out in front of it.
I'm just going to approach it.
I don't know if I can kill it in one shot. If it's gonna go off and let everything else know we're here, we can't have that.
Then I'll just set it on fire, and she's gonna take a few steps forward.
Unfortunately, we've lost our surest chance of communication with these.
You hear in a very rudimentary voice, Esther, in the back of your head. Would you commingle?
Yes, I will commingle.
And it like kind of squawks.
Fucking
And-
where is it? There it is.
And it,
Esther's gonna hold up a hand to Ashton. Just wait.
and like it kind of just blinks, and you see it's like its head kind of shudder a little bit, and it shakes, and its feathers puff out. And you hear in your head go, hello.
Hello. Who are you?
Name Valerion?
Valerian?
Type that out in the chat, please.
Yes, please. I'm Esther.
Esther?
Yes, it's like that. Might I ask, what are you?
Valerion.
Can I come
Esther, why'd
closer?
you stop?
Esther's gonna call back. It has Fane.
What?
It has Fane.
Oh,
And then
Seems
she's
random
gonna
now.
keep walking forward.
Of course it does. That doesn't mean you should run out. And he like puts an arm out to anyone else who's going further.
all right, fine. I need to sit
Esther's
down for an
gonna-
hour and go thorn back.
Esther's gonna go with her. Esther's gonna go out with her Fane. May I please come closer?
I can, not dangerous, right?
I won't hurt you. I promise.
Tell it to get back
As
over
long-
here if it's not gonna hurt, if it's not gonna attack us.
Would you mind coming closer? I won't hurt you. I promise. And I
Kinda
won't
like-
let anybody else hurt you.
It kind of ruffles its feathers and looks at Ashton and says, dangerous mix?
He's infected, but he's aware. We're taking care of it. Don't worry. It can't hurt you.
No hurt?
Won't hurt. I promise.
It kind of just waddles over a little bit closer, like watching you the whole time, Ash. Its head is like ducked down to its shoulders, like it's like ready to flutter off in a moment's notice.
She's gonna call back. Ashta, it's scared of you because of the X.
Ooh.
I'm scared of this whole place because Bo could be here at any second and people are running out in the open.
She's gonna get down onto her knees and just hold out a hand to it.
And as it gets like about 60 feet away, it looks once more at Ashton, kind of pecks the ground and looks at you again.
I promise it won't hurt you. It can't.
And it kind of nods and slowly starts stepping forward, like almost like it's tiptoeing and like watching you the whole time, Ashta.
Esther's just gonna keep her hand out, that's all.
And it kind of slowly steps forward and reaches underneath one of its wings and puts a little seed in your hand.
Asha also just reiterates, there's black dragons, young black dragons flying around all over the place, and he tells this back to the armies.
I know, I'm getting out of here, just... What's this? What have you given me?
Food, like hello.
Oh, thank you. And she'll reach into one of her pockets and just pull out a bit of, like, rations or something and hand it to him, to
And you see,
Hey?
instead of actually, you're not sure.
it.
You see it, and it like doesn't actually. It takes the food in its beak, but the tip doesn't actually like bite down. It like puts it back underneath the wing. And it kind of
You-
looks around once more and says, I put out fires. Do help? Yes. You need help?
We're trying to get into the castle.
Oh,
Could you help?
castle.
And she'll point behind him. That big building, that big thing. We're trying to get in.
And it kind of
Is
squawks once
Esther
more.
talking out loud at all?
No, she's talking in Fane.
Alright, and then Ashley looks like, okay, there's a lot of quiet going on. Do you want to get everyone else except me in with this talking? Or what?
Just give me one more minute.
It looks up once more and says, Roost is a safe place. For us, maybe, sometimes. You're on fire. Do you need help?
No, I'm okay. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt anyone. You can touch it. It won't hurt you. Conrad?
I think he's out.
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, there he goes.
I'm gonna be right back real quick then.
No. I have a new son.
Another one.
We're getting close to that number.
I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking adopt this thing. I don't care.
Test.
Hello.
Yes.
There we go. Sorry, where did I cut out there?
The roost is a safe place. Fire is on hair, and I said it can't hurt you.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, I promise you not everything is gonna talk from now on. You guys have just gotten a very lucky streak of things.
Awesome. Okay. So could
Once
you help
Devin's
us?
back, I'll continue narrating.
Right. Devin.
Sorry, say that again.
Devin,
Oh,
come back.
that's
So-
okay. For now, you can basically like, feel it like sniffing your hair.
Can I try to pet it?
Just hold on. So as it goes to like sniff your hair, you take like a deeper breath and you feel the air intake, and you actually feel some of the flames in your hair leave the top of your head, and enter into its nostrils.
Do you eat fire?
Put fire out. Protect buildings.
Oh.
Our duties. All have jobs.
Are there more of you?
Sort of. More like me.
What are the rainbow birds? The brightly colored ones? Is that like you or no?
Don't know rainbow, but
Lots of colors.
color like
Blue.
it kind of like pecks your shirt. Hey there, Devin. And kind of like gestures towards Rosalind and says, "Colors."
Yes, like colors.
Yes. Brothers, sisters, friends.
So if we're with you, they won't hurt us, right?
Hopefully, you don't hurt us. We don't hurt you.
Wonderful.
You are predator. We are small.
Oh no, we are friends. Friends.
Well, predator, just not to us.
No, we need to get inside the building though. Can you help us?
Roost is private. I can't allow alone. Where did you fly from?
We were teleported?
It just kind of blinks at you.
We got, with a spell. Magic.
Blinks again. You see the eyes twist again.
Flew from the...
You are fast and many,
This
Yeah.
is still complete silence going on, right?
basically.
Esther, do you
Every once in a while,
want
you get like a punctuated squawk, but
Esther, you want to bring everyone else except me into that conversation, or what?
Would you be okay with commingling with a few more people?
Hard to focus that way, but I can.
Then it's okay. She'll call back. It's hard for it to focus.
Well, then just get someone else there. Make this go quicker. We don't have all the time in the world.
Actually, if this took another hour, I could do something in the meantime.
We don't have an hour.
We don't have
We
an
don't
hour
have-
though, Rosalind.
We don't
here.
have a scout.
Don't.
No, but we
It's
have an
going to
Oni
help
out there.
us. It's
Uh-oh, we lost her.
Yep, you're
Just
lagging
chop
too,
off
Sky.
Uh-oh.
the
Those are not happy sounds.
Just disconnect for you, Sky, if you can. I don't know if you can hear me, but
What's going on?
There you go. That's
Oh.
better.
you're good now.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
my-
just lagging right now.
We couldn't hear a thing you just said.
Okay. Sorry. Okay. It's not going to hurt us as long as we don't hurt it. The eagles will be nothing for us to worry about, as we are now friends with this thing, Alarian. And she'll turn to Alarian just, what about the black dragons?
It kind of ruffles feathers once more and squawks. Scaled ones are rivals, foes, predator and prey.
What if we got rid of them for you?
They are many.
How many?
It kind of looks at all of you and says, many more.
Ah, shit. Okay. She's gonna call back, just to relay the information. Says there's a lot of black dragons. More than all of us.
Ask them how big they get.
How big are they? Are they babies, or?
Kind of like looks around and uses its beak to point towards the horse. Says, the largest are slightly bigger.
He says that the largest are slightly bigger than Lucifer.
And Lucifer is considered size large, yeah?
Yes. But
Alright.
by slightly bigger, you can assume like a couple feet bigger.
Still size large.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Is there a leader?
Is there a leader?
We have a one in charge. We do, yes. Don't know about scaled ones. I can understand X. You don't you. He can just speak to me.
Ashta, he says that he can understand the X.
It's not the issue. You could too, but I'm not risking it.
He doesn't want to
And
use
before
the
you
X.
before you translate, he goes, no. I can point stashed again. And mouth. I understand.
Do you understand common? She'll say that.
Kind of jostles its head up and down.
Well, Ashta,
Well, that makes it much
Where's
easier.
that?
Okay. Have you seen something twice as tall as me in blue?
Rosalind will feign transmit an image of Bo.
And
Have
you
you
see the eyes
seen
like twist
something?
completely, and it goes, big X, dangerous X. Yes,
Where?
We need to fight that X.
flew here, then it kind of like pops out its wings and goes, gone. Can't see, can smell, can't see.
can you
Where'd you
take
last
this
smell
to
it?
where it is?
And it kind of like flaps its wings and looks to you, Esther, and goes, you fly? Yes, you said?
I can't.
Okay,
And
if we're
it points to Ash and says, X flies?
A few of us can, on the horse.
Some of us can fly, but not for very long. Is it far?
It points towards the castle. sort of.
Is he in there?
It kind of tilts its head side to side. You see its whole body kind of shift side to side.
Maybe, maybe not.
Last I smelled, around there.
How tall is this thing, by the way?
If you were standing up and it was standing up relatively straight, not like knowing that it's not standing up at like a straight back. The top of like the tufts, like the ears, reach probably to your navel.
Tiny boy.
Honestly, for a bird, pretty big.
Okay, for a bird, yeah.
Like a big ass vulture, basically.
Yeah, kind of.
Mhm.
It might be the size of some of the smaller dwarves, and you don't know how big this one is compared to other ones like it.
Alright.
I love my son.
We cannot fly, all of us, and we all need to go up there. I'm afraid we're going to be walking.
Okay,
Um,
let's get some
Paulus-
word.
And it kind of like looks to you, Esther, and puts its beak toward the ground at this. Stick. Do you have?
Yes, I can stick.
Do you have stick?
A stick? Does anybody have a stick?
Esther has a staff.
Yeah, does Esther not have a force staff?
Yeah, true. I still hang out a staff.
And it looks the stuff is up small and it like
So,
starts like drawing like
in
small
half.
symbols on the ground.
Asher hands a bolt.
Yep, and it looks at it and takes it in its jaw and like basically tries to get the blunt end like in its mouth so it can draw with just the
Yeah,
tip.
watch the point yet.
Yep, and it basically a very very messy shape of a castle where you can see it's got a which I probably should have described earlier. It's got kind of like 4 towers or 3 towers. Hold on, let me check the map. Yeah, it looks like it's got God, snap. 4 towers main, as well as like a smaller central one that's kind of pointed towards you guys. But in the tallest tower is the furthest one away from you guys, seemingly on the outer edge of the island. And there are like massive ballistas that have been broken down all over the top of it, all over the edge of the island, in pointing in different directions. And it uses the stick to kind of mark off the tower closest to you guys, opposite of the tallest. And then taps it twice and looks to you, Esther, and you hear in Fane once more that it's last smell on top of there.
Okay.
And then it created winter, and I flew.
I shall relay that.
Ah, he used his frost breath.
Ah,
Hmm.
how easy can you smell them? Smell him.
If close, easy, but cannot find. This was many moons ago.
But if you
Okay.
walked up right to us, you'd be able to tell.
Yes, and it kind of like flutters back about 30 feet, and says, "I can smell you from here."
And Asher takes a few steps back, like 5 feet back. And now?
Yep, it kind of tilts side to side again, sort of.
Alright, 30-foot radius.
Okay. So, some of us will have to go in the pot then to get out top. I'm
Why?
assuming
No,
maybe.
we've got an entire army with us.
Well, we have to get through.
We need
Look at
to.
that battlefield.
We've got a. It's not a battlefield. It's
Yeah,
like
like
a
they're not actively fighting. It's just every once in a while you kind of like you see birds fighting in the air, like you'll see one in the distance.
All right. Well, then just further towards that castle.
And it kind of like flutters again and says, "Castle is old and strong, and we guard." And it kind of like gestures towards the town and says, "Rest there. We come to you and speak. Okay?"
Okay.
You're leaving?
Yeah. just pretend Esther's relaying all of this.
Yeah,
Okay?
I'm assuming because this
Yeah.
conversation would take fucking forever otherwise.
Oh, yeah, it'd be a nightmare.
Which is why I was being like, hey, can Esther like not just be the only one talking to it? Esther's just gonna, okay, is it just you who has the 30-foot radius, or do any of your kind be able to, are any of your kind able to smell the blue thing?
All can smell different closeness.
Can you send us, can you find and have a good smeller stay with us?
Um,
We'll feed him. Or her.
with part of day, yes. Meet you while you walk to town.
Okay.
Do they all have Fane or just you?
All who are old enough.
Gold or gold?
Old.
Oh.
Young ones can commingle, but not well. Like squawking, but no sense.
Do you get gold as you get old?
No,
Oh my god.
I was I made this way.
Made?
I-
And it's just like using the bolt kind of like draws an egg shape.
Ah, okay.
So shall we start walking to the town then?
The town is much further than the castle.
Yeah, it's really far.
Can we
not
remain here?
camp here? If we
I mean-
if we cannot go closer to the castle without you and without your guides, then can we not just stay here for the night, for however long it will take?
If you sleep outdoors, the scaled ones attack usually.
What
Roof
if we
is
sleep inside?
safe.
Yeah.
Roof there is broken, but maybe there's many of you.
Basically, it's
I'm
more
kind of noticing,
secure
like,
than an outhouse.
Say again, Devin.
He just looks at everyone. Basically, it's more securable than an outhouse.
It's
Basically.
also much, much further away, and we're going to be backtracking like just so very much.
There are every once in a while like small
We'll stay
structures
here,
between the town
okay?
and there. But yeah, you tell him that. He says,
I think it might be best
Your
if
choice.
we stay here.
and Esther, you kind of notice like the longer you talk to him, his speech is getting just slowly better.
Hmm?
So the longer you speak to this bird, its speech is getting slowly better, like more easily understood and more sophisticated.
Good. Oh. So should we stay here then?
Is there anything else? Look, we invested ourselves in talking to this thing. We'll get as much as we can. Is there anything other than your kind and the scaled ones?
It kind of tilts again and says,
Anything strong,
alive or dead?
Alive.
threatening to us?
Threatening. Don't know what you eat, but threatening. Nothing larger than you other than scaled ones and blue one.
Okay. Well, that's not too bad then. Alright, well, we'll wait
What?
here then, okay?
When's the last time you've seen someone like us?
You see its eyes like twist almost like totally 180. This, blue one, sort of.
Before that,
Otherwise, not that I have. Ever. I don't think.
Alright, let's go ahead and get on with this then. I'm pretty sure we can make this as secure as possible. I'm sure we could rig something up over the
Mm.
roof. Or at least
As you say
over
this, Roz and your squad kind of goes, need us to repair this place?
perhaps not repair, but effectively create something that will
Stabilize?
that will not make us so visible.
Got it.
Especially from
And-
above.
You see a bunch of them start pulling out tarps that are
Yep.
very nicely camouflaged as stone,
That is what
kind of like cobblestone. And they start spreading it out and basically make a very large, almost like pavilion tent.
I was kind of
and within-
imagining inside of the shack thing, but just dealing with the parts that are open air.
Yeah, sort of. So it's got walls on all sides,
Okay.
I will say. But it's kind of got that like hexagonal structure almost,
Mhm.
and then like straight down walls with like an open flap at the front, and it's set up very quickly. And once the last peg is set down, the one who fixed the grenade for Esther actually earlier, you watch as she kind of says, "Squeamish ones don't look."
Esther's still gonna look.
Rosalind's not looking.
As you say, Asher like slowly raises a hand in front of Rosalind.
Yep, no, she's already turned away.
You basically see
Caius
her like
staring
draw
at
blood.
going into it.
Yeah, so she basically like draws blood on her thumb, and a lot of it, and marks the doorway, and you see all the walls stiffen, and they're easily as hard as wood now. She kind of sighs and goes, oh, "That one takes a lot out of me." By now,
Are you-
the bird has started to fly off.
Are you hurt
Okay.
or?
No, just anemic.
Basically, is she down hit points at all?
Like a hit point.
All right.
But you can see
She's
she's just
fine.
like kind of just like slightly sweaty and like tired. It says, "It's more magic than I'm used to casting, and it comes more naturally to me than it does studying to some. So
Well,
it
let's
takes.
get you inside.
I just made inside.
Yeah.
I am inside.
Well,
Oh, are we all inside? I thought we were
Yeah,
outside of
this
it.
pavilion's like 150 feet in any direction.
well,
I
we
thought we were
have
outside of it.
we have some time to spend before our guides return, and half of a day to do with it. So, if there are any, if there's anything that you can or would like to do in this area, try not to do anything risky. Perhaps a little bit of scouting, lay of the land. Don't go too far if you do. Otherwise,
If I didn't make
any preparations or training you'd like to do while here, feel free to do so.
All right, cool.
Ash also like addresses the whole army. It's like, and if I didn't make it clear, the main threat we're dealing with is an Oni. He can turn himself invisible. He can fly. He can disguise himself as other creatures.
So be careful of who you trust.
Yeah,
Try to go in groups anywhere.
exactly.
Keep an eye out for glowing yellow eyes.
And whoever goes out on their own, you become suspect to being an Oni. So
Anyone
stay
who
in
go-
groups.
Anyone who goes out on their own, don't. Buddy system.
Always buddy system.
I think
Anything else?
that-
No, I think that covers it.
I think we'll leave the
Alright.
session there.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
As a small side thing, Ash is going to go into his bag, get like a very small, little, like a little, almost like a coin purse or something,
Mhm.
and pour 1 dose of the Oni repellent into it.
Just into the bag.
Yeah. Well, the Oni repellent itself is in a thing, isn't it? Like just a bag.
Yeah, it's basically like this old style smoke bombs that are kind of wrapped in paper.
An Oni
it's like
bomb,
dust.
you say?
He's had this for a while. It's what we fought him with last time.
No, I know.
It summons a bunch of
That's
Onis to
fine.
fight your side. An Oni bomb.
Yes, of course. But he wraps up a single use of it, hands it to Rosalind.
Okay, interesting. I get to write that down.
One usage Oni repellent.
Alright, Hardy, I'm gonna eat off. So,
Alright. Any last notes?
good of night.
If you don't mind staying just an extra 10 minutes, Sky.
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
What do you need?
Well, Well, we'll discuss after the session. Or once the recording's done, I mean.
Oh, you want me to end the recording?
Yeah, just basically discussing when we'll be playing next week.
All right.
Ah, okay.
Until then, I guess, whenever we record this and put it up.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's
Bye.
Till then.